by saying that. Yeah. Here you get to add a superhero campaign. Anyways, I'm going to. Okay. The ba da 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 Diploraptor. Here is I. Here is I. This is on the Discord. We got Jim Pan, Kiri, Lana, and Ty. And Code will be with us late by about, I guess, 30 to 45 minutes. So that's good.
Well, by the time we're done with setup, basically.
Yeah, mostly just setup. Okay, which is what I want to go over. Everybody's got the basic idea of how rolls work. You want to roll higher. Your better skills mean you roll better. If you have any skill at any value, you're good at it. You know, because a 1 is a success on a skill unless it's opposed. And if it's opposed, then you just need to equal the number of the person that you're opposing. It won't do much, like if you're punching somebody and they rolled equal and they're opposed, you punch them, but you didn't really do any damage. But you hit.
Nerd slap.
Yeah, weapon qualities are for that. That's actually one of the fun things is weapon quality does more damage, but it also means that if you hit somebody with weapon quality. Anyways, that's not super important.
I like how they slipped in the likes to bake red part.
Yes. That is good, Jim.
They're still Wilmar. They're just not Wilmar.
Just no Wilmar. Yeah. Rolling higher is better. You can spend fate points to re-roll by tagging an aspect that's appropriate. It has to be appropriate. You can also use it to add a +2 to a roll. You can also compel an aspect, or I can compel an aspect, and when you do that, you get a fate point. But it means bad things usually because it's your aspect coming up in a way that affects you, such as an aspect like chivalry is not dead, you making sure that you're the last person out for everybody else. You know, things like that.
That sounds lovely.
I mean, that's the point. It makes it so that, you know, you can have those fun moments where the one player is like, I'm going to compel my aspect to basically steal everything of value from this lower level, or rather try to while it's flooding. That's good. You don't have super speed. I know I don't have super speed. Good luck. And so in opposed checks, if you equal somebody, you technically win, but they also win because, you know, that's the type of thing where you gain something, but they also gain something. If you outright have the bigger number, you win. Just period. And they suffer poorly for it. Yay! Otherwise, basically, any positive is a success with certain things needing, you know, a slightly higher number or maybe more time. You know, a very difficult lock may require a good result. But it also may be like, oh, I'll let you do this in multiple checks. So you just need to get a total of a +3. That's the basics of Fate as a general reminder. We'll get to designs. A lot have them. And you've done horrible things to yourselves to get them. And you're a very, very eclectic group of friends. Okay. I'm just going to go down the list, partially for the recording, partially just to get everybody introduced. We have Catherine and Kate Archer, the Unity agent whose conviction is to never leave a man behind. She's a lovely little baker and more. and she's from Scotland. Excuse me, we have Code, who hasn't named their character as of yet, but they're a con woman. Specifically, they pretend to be a psychic slash medium. You know, a mentalist, as it were. And that's a very fun thing, with their conviction to never be showing their true colors. Then we have Hirina, Hibrava. She's she's a hench lady who was former Spec Ops, and her conviction is redemptions for
You
the
have
past
that.
wrongs.
You have that order mixed up there.
What do you mean?
Former hench lady who became Spec Ops.
Yes. Yes, there we go. Anyways. And then we have the former heavyweight boxer, whose conviction is to reclaim his throne. And he punches people. And he's played by Ty, who is sick in hospital still. Don't die, Ty. And then we have Tony Nerdlinger Wilson, a Grease Monkey college student who wants to be the greatest pilot that ever was.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best around. Gonna bring him down. So, now the standard base raider setting, I both very much like and also have some issues. Basics are still there. So we'll go over that. There were superheroes. There were crazy superhero adventures. There were kaiju. There still are sometimes kaiju and other things. There's been a few alien invasions. There's been supervillains and more. And then, well, a year ago, the event's called Ragnarok. Some people call it the Rapture event. Other people call it other things. The point is, during the Ragnarok event, all the A-list, all the B-list, pretty much all the C-list, and some of the D-list heroes just, and villains, just kind of poofed out. And that left a whole shit ton of superhero bases full of loot, super serums, both experimental and viable, because, you know, Russian super soldiers, and, you know, power armor, death bots, gene therapy, beam katanas, just all that stuff just left in various bases. You know, magical grimoires, tomes of forgotten knowledge. In fact, a few of those tomes have made it up as ebooks online.
Mm-hmm.
This is an actual thing in the base setting. And I love it. The Necronomicon's online. You can go download it. You go download the Necronomicon. What are you doing, Timmy? Nothing. Timmy, it looks like you're downloading the Necronomicon. No. Cthulhu for talking about.
Timmy, why is your grandpa coming out of his grave?
I was
Put him
trying to
back.
get.
Unresurrect him. He's supposed to stay dead.
For even the dead should stay dead. That's not how this. So, that's not how it goes at all.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to stay dead.
Especially since he welched on all those bets.
Yeah,
But I
because
miss.
we're all dead. We're all in jail and owned by the mafia.
I mean, yeah. That's how it goes, isn't it?
Pretty much.
You all get owned by the mafia.
Seems legit.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I remember the song going.
Yeah, sounds right.
You know, I saw mommy kissing Yogg-Sothoth. Harley got devoured by an undead. Do you fear what I fear? And Demon Sultan Azathoth. And Bayaki Bayaki. Well then, and that's the very important thing, is where we get to here. With your lovely collection of
Weirdos.
uh, t- talents.
Okay. So, where should our character tokens be together, or should we be in our own areas? How do you want that done?
Put yourselves together. One thing you gotta keep in mind with Fate is maps aren't super important, but this map is a good place if you want to place down where your character is living. In not LA. It's El Angelou, but I don't know. We need a name for the city at some point.
It's Los
I'm
Santos.
just using a map of LA because it works well. We're in Los Santos. Oh God, no.
Apparently, we're all kaiju as well,
No.
as the size of our images on the map.
No, you're not kaiju. Oh, we're going to die!
So, let's see. Where the frack would be a good place for a meetup? Koreatown probably has some good food.
Nerd is in Koreatown. Of course, the nerds in Koreatown.
Yup.
But it's Koreatown. What can you do?
Mm.
Well, I mean, you guys got a nice little
Yep.
group of people. Together, you got a. Now,
Very nice people. We love
Yeah,
you
you're all-
all, and we're not going to kill anyone, really.
Mhm.
I mean, of course not. You're superheroes.
Yeah.
That defeats the purpose. Day 23. Still haven't found superpowers. Day 24. Still haven't found superpowers. Have gained ulcer on back of neck. Day 27. Ulcer is turned into a second me.
Day 28. The second me tried to kill me. I had to put her down.
Day 29. She came back from the dead. God damn it, little Timmy. Day 30.
Damn it, Timmy.
Okay. But yeah. So with that in mind, I'm giving code some time. Thing here is base rating. It's a dangerous business. So then, you lot, bases are all over. You just need to, one, know where to find them, and two, what you're looking for. Now the thing is, none of you have powers. All of you are vaguely skilled. So it's either, here's the question. Are you, as in, you're going to look for a base
Yeah.
together as a group and a
I'm thinking
specific
that'd be a
base
good
for
idea.
that? Or are you just going to look for a base in the general sense?
Guess to start with a base in the general sense, like what we might need.
Well, I mean more like, what type of hero are you looking for? Are you looking for a mystical themed hero? Or are you looking for a base that's, a repository for loot? or other super tech? Like, what type of base are you aiming to find?
Wouldn't like the one for loot basically cover the tech as well? It's like for retrieval.
I mean, a loot base could be a base that just holds a bunch of magical creatures, like an angry centaur that's decided that humans is a solution.
Hmm.
He would fall under the category of
Yeah.
loot. So would magical swords and super serums and other things. So that's the question, like, what are you looking for? Are you looking for tech, or are you looking for magic, or do you not care and you just are trying to find a base with stuff?
Why are we trying to find a base again?
Well, because you it's a key aspect of being a base in base raiders is, since all the superheroes are gone, people are filling the gaps.
Oh, people are
Either
trying to find the superheroes on bases.
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
yes,
A
which leads to new superheroes. Think about it this way: any of those settings that you've seen where the people are like, and superheroes just showed up in the last year, the last 5 years in the setting. They all just showed up in the last few years. Think of a setting like that, except rather than all the heroes just showing up, there was already superheroes for the last century, and then they all vanished. So now there's a whole new batch of superheroes showing up on the scene to fill the gaps.
Hmm.
You know, uh, and there's things like, Batman's current Robin is still around, but then, it's like he's the most senior member, as he's the one that's been the longest member of the Justice League. So the Justice League's current leadership is basically Robin. Like, that's the type of setting you're dealing with.
Okay.
Here.
That's how you know that you're fucked. I mean, what?
I mean, he's at the Nightwing stage already.
Also, wow, there's a slight bit of lag on me hitting my push to talk, it seems.
Yep. But yeah, that's the very important thing is you're either trying to get powers because you want to be a hero, you want to help other people, or you just want to stop people from breaking into bases and, juicing themselves up and going into a burnout frenzy, which is where we get to the next thing.
Or,
Burn is the
or
thing.
and the alternative is following the nerd to make sure he doesn't
There's
get
that
himself
too.
killed.
Also helping your friends so they don't get killed. Yeah, which I was going to get to. Burn is the thing. You guys don't have any skill points. So when you guys go and do your stuff, you're going to accumulate burn. If you survive to the end of your origin story, you'll basically be able to pay off most or all of your burn.
Okay.
Once we start the campaign proper, which will be after this session. This is kind of our
Okay.
session 0/1. Burn is bad. When you hit 20 burn, you start to die. You just start to die, and I don't mean like start to die slowly. I mean you die in rounds equal to your
Like-
refresh.
Shooting people accumulates burn.
Burn is accumulated by giving yourself new powers.
Oh. Oh,
So
okay.
you
Well,
can
that's different.
you technically all have 0 burn, but even like a power that costs 5 skill points would give you 5 burn.
That's a lot of burn.
Yes, which is where comes in the mechanic of you need to decide in this, which is your origin story, what you're willing to take on and what you're not willing to take on.
Hmm.
Burn is a very important part of what balances out things. And I'm just going to go over what burn does, just mechanically. At 0 burn, your character is completely operating normally. At 1 to 3, your character's composure, which is basically their mental stress, is 1 box weaker. Basically, meaning you can take 1 less damage there. You're always a bit more agitated. You're a bit more stressed. And
I like portals.
yeah. And if you only have 1 stress left in your health, you take a -2 on all your rolls because you're just that stressed out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what 1 to 3 burn does. At 4 to 6, you get a miscability thing, which, well, let's see. Let's look at miscabilities. Yeah, here we go. Minor consequence. These are basically things that are minor that affect you. For example, persistent stress, which is basically you just every 24 hours you take 1 damage. Or the power is weakened, so you can only use some of its abilities at a time. Or you have a temporary weakness, or you have some sort of cosmetic flaw, such as if you injected yourself with super science. Oh, turns out the super science formula that made you super smart is made of gray alien. So now you've lost like 2 feet and your skin's gray. Well, enjoy. You know, it's one of the things. You can totally just give yourself new superpowers randomly on the bat if you find a super soldier serum. But if you don't have the ability to pay for it, it comes with
So
consequences.
just finding one will have consequences that you wouldn't get from like buying it from like a doctor or something.
No. Well, no, you'd still get the consequences if you bought it from a doctor. It's a matter of if you put it into your body and your body, you don't have the skill points, which basically represents your body's ability to adapt to the new powers. Your body goes, well, that's weird, and bad things happen.
This
As it
is
tries
not
to
supposed to be in me, and then you have a laissez-faire fainting spell and wake up to horrible situation.
Yeah, it's, when you inject yourself with super strength stuff, your body's like, my muscles should not be able to do this. So you suddenly your body's like, oh god, so you get physically sick, or your body reacts to the bear DNA in there, and suddenly you look like a bear. And
Suddenly
when
you're
you,
large, scraggly, and covered in fur. Also, your teeth are long,
yep, or
and
you have,
you might be a furry.
yeah, basically your body is trying to balance out the new accumulation of energy. And that's the thing. So you can totally just be like, I want to use this. Oh, I found this thing that will give me laser eyes. I really want to be able to fire lasers from my eyes. I'm going to inject this into me. I'm willing to suffer from some burn for a while until I get the XP to pay it off. Like that's the thing, and that's what the origin story is about. Is basically you guys dealing with all that burn and other stuff that happens to you on your very first time when you're trying to break into a base and get powers. Yep, and that's the thing. Which is also the fun thing because you can then be like, I'm going to save up skill points. And 7 to 9 is major strain. It's you half your mental stress box. So you go from what you're normally at to half it. And then you at 10 to 15 is you get another misc one. So you'll be like, oh, that's good. And they all have names. There's strained, major strain, unstable, and then 16 to 19 is called death throes. Your character's body starts to burn away if you have 16 to 19 burn. You die in a number of hours equal to your current refresh rating. So if your
You don't want 16 to 19
Okay.
burn. Got it.
Yes. And then at 20 plus burn, you have system shock. The character dies from a massive internal shock. He lives for a number of minutes equal to his current fate points.
Oh, you said rounds, not minutes.
Minutes, rounds. At the same time, that's still going to kill you relatively quickly.
It kills you at the end of a combat, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
One
So
is
you can juice
basically
yourself up to
reward
godlike
the-
status and then, dunk on somebody. And then you're like, huzzah, I saved the group. And then your body
Yeah.
explodes.
And then you'd better hope you can buy off that burn very quickly.
Yep. Which is one of the fun things, because then you get the funness of the origin story where the one character's like, I have 16 burn, but I would be able to survive this after the origin story. So I now get to write an aspect that's about the fact that I somehow survived what would probably kill most people.
So pretty much the 8 air gates formation.
It's the Hulk, basically. Or Spider-Man.
I got bit by a highly venomous spider full of radioactive material and lived?
And got spider powers, too.
Seriously, Peter Parker is weird.
Yep.
There's a reason why a lot of people assume that Peter Parker's actual that he does have a mutant power and that it's basically that he absorbs animal traits from the very first animal that bit him. And it just got magnified because the spider was radioactive. But I really love that theory because I love this idea of a Peter Parker in one universe just getting bit by a dog. And then he's just like, wow, I have increased sense of smell and hearing. Anything else? No, not really. I mean, dogs are kind of strong, but pounds per square inch were stronger. Sorry, Lana, what were you going to say?
I forgot.
But yeah, the other thing is when you have a power that you've gained through burn, the power is uh, untrained, unstable, and chaotic. Which leads to more fun. Yay! Oh god, lasers from my eyes! Ah! I'm melting out my own eyes! And thus you become Cyclops. Yay! You melted out your own eyes and now you're Cyclops. And then the other fun, of course, is incorporating the horrible things that happen to you into, you can be like, I'm going to after the origin story, just ignore all that and have my character completely be fine by the time the origin story, they fix themselves up. Or you could be like, well, I turned myself into a bear, so my character decided to work in other DNA and turn themselves into Bear Man or the Chimera.
Bear pig.
So, yes, exactly. Well, what are we going to do about it now, Sharon? There's a man bear pig in the lobster. Well, what are we going to do about it? You feel so smart, don't you, that man bear pig's real?
But you didn't really want it to be real. It just is.
I mean,
And now you can't get rid of it. It's here to stay.
Man
and
Bear
it's
Pig.
liking your closet.
I kind of like that Man Bear Pig is the South Park allegory for global warming because it's just like, yeah, global warming is real. We need it. And in the South Park universe, people just accepted that because in South Park, people are smarter than the real world somehow at times. So their solution was make Man Bear Pig a thing. Because that's the thing.
Man, Bear Pig is real. No.
Also, it's technically global climate change, and no scientist calls it global warming or global cooling. Because that's what it is. Yay! So you guys are just looking for a base in general, a base to break into, bust open, crack open, and rub on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a loot base might work because it might have, stuff for mutants, might have stuff for magical people, might have stuff for gearheads. And that's what I'm going to call equipment users from now on. They're gearheads.
Yay!
Never mind that that's normally a derogatory term for cyborgs.
I mean, you could call a cyborg that.
I could also not lose my arms.
Yeah. You could also talk to Peter Silvertail. Excuse me. The lawyer for the Justice League. He's a rabbit.
Does he scream incomprehensibly when he's in danger, like real rabbits do?
Probably. Uh, but he has a mech to protect him. It's only human sized, but rabbit. What else do you need? You just need one mini mecha slash power armor to protect yourself. And it doesn't be perfect, just need to be able to protect you from some damages. Excuse me.
Neighbor said youtube.com.
Boop. Okay. So you guys are just going to. So there's a question.
Clearly,
A
we need
warehouse.
to go to the base of a scientist
Yes.
superhero. Of
Something
some
with a lot
sort.
of technology.
Okay. Good. Okay. So there's the question.
Because then they might have literally something for everything, because they could have had
Mm-hmm.
multiple experiments.
That's true.
Well, yay, in Curtis. Well, then here's the question: are you going to try and find a base in the city or nearby, or are you going to go
If
abroad?
you're a superhero, you'll probably have it out on the outskirts of the city, right?
I don't know, maybe. It could be in the basement of some university, though. Like your university that you live
That
in.
is a possibility.
The secret hidden scientist base of Dr. I don't know, Monroe?
Dr. Acula.
Yeah, he'd probably be the one. He always seems so weird. He doesn't do day classes.
Come into my parlor, my students. I'd love to dine on you.
This sounds like vampirism.
That's probably just coincidence.
Please. Exactly, it is just a coincidence. Come, apply the salt and pepper to your skin. It will help.
What?
Exfoliate. Exfoliate your skin. It will help. Relieve stress.
This sounds like seasoning yourself. Wait, don't vampires drink blood?
Yeah, don't they?
I mean, depending on the mythology.
True, sometimes they drink emotions, energy.
Salt, literally the salt from the human body.
Then of course there's Banicula, which drained plants or veggies and fruits.
And then there's the example vampire that had a PDF supplement made for her.
What did she? What did she feed on?
Uh, answer. She doesn't.
Hmm. Hmm. That sounds like a sparkle vampire.
Well, to be fair, what she did was she cheated the rules. She found an elder vampire's crypt, went inside, basically plunged a syringe into the elder vampire's heart, and then drained him of all his elder vampire blood and made herself an elder vampire, base raider style. Skipping the,
Hmm.
several centuries of waiting to get powerful enough to do that.
It's like, hey, you're asleep, and I have this syringe.
Yeah.
Time for the worst wake-up call.
Basically, all the example books are basically variants on how to do various powers. And I have most of them. Like they have, vintage villainy, which basically has a way to make classic vintage lasers and stuff. Or the hedge wizard, who's basically talks about how you use magical creatures to make magic items. Because most magical materials are either already been used or hard to get. And glitched reality is about video game based superpowers, including one that's basically just speed running.
Hmm.
It's really hilarious because one of the things is you always have to look for the fastest solution to something. So you're super twitchy all the time. And it lets you do things like glitch out reality by basically shoving chairs into walls to use that to propel yourself via momentum. You know, actual speedrunning tricks, but in reality.
Yep.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah. The Elizabeth Solomon's power stuff is complication, targeted by vampires and hunters alike, because she trained an elder to do that and to become a vampire. Uh, she also has the snag minor, because it's not actually that big of a deal. She needs to get human blood uh, once every day, and it just points out that technically the thing is it's elder vampire, so literally she can just survive off of a few ounces. So a blood pack keeps her going for a week or a month.
She's just like, oh, I take a tiny sip.
Yeah,
I'm
because
fine.
elder vampire stuff. To a non-elder vampire, that would be a major one. So that's the difference. She cheated the system. And then her other thing is, because she was a wannabe wizard, she was reading an occult tome and found where the vampire was when she did this. So she's open-minded to the occult, and she also has the complication: curiosity killed the vampire. So always, you got to be like that cat and just stick your head into things.
That sounds like a good idea.
Exactly.
Stick your hand into the mysterious hole that looks like a giant mouth.
I mean, it's better than Sparkles the unicorn.
Everything's better than Sparkles the unicorn.
He's a
Having fart rainbow lasers is the worst power.
Not one of his powers.
You don't get my ref.
I do get your reference. But he's
Oh,
a
you played
magical.
Saints Row? Cool.
Yes. No, but Sparkles here is a magical unicorn whose very first thing is all unicorns live in a magical healing spring that gives immortality by resurrecting you at the spring when you die. So as long
That
as the
sounds like
spring,
first power.
yeah, so he keeps on coming back from the dead at the spring. His second power is that he's a magical unicorn. So, you know, being a unicorn is a power. And finally, unicorns are able to bless other people with superpowers. Sometimes temporary, they can actually make it permanent. And Sparkles, so there's actual warrior Sparkles. Some Nazis were like, "Hey, let us into the base so we can make some of us immortal." Sparkles is like, "Oh, give me the 2 children that you're using as hostages. I'll take down the barrier." The Nazis are like, "Yeah, okay." Sparkles then proceeded to give the 2 children superpowers, and then left because he gave the children superpowers to flay skin and fire lightning that makes people's heads pop. He's not very sane. It's something to do with the fact that he keeps leaving the grove where all the other unicorns live to go and fight
It's fine.
crime.
Everything's fine.
Seriously, he goes out and fights crime and dies, and people skin the corpse. And he's just like, la da. He's fucking crazy.
It's fine. That wouldn't make you mentally damaged at all.
He's been doing it for millennia.
Nah, he's fine.
In 1980, he developed eye lasers. That's not a thing unicorns can do. It actually is creepy. Like, literally, that's its flaw. It's creepy.
Everything's fine.
Who would do I love the description of the power. Sometime in the 1980s, Sparkles gained the ability to fire heat beams from his eyes. These beams can punch a hole through steel plating or set fires. No other unicorn has this power. No one can explain why a unicorn has ice beams. It should not be possible. Who would let this happen? Why would anyone do this to a unicorn? Did Sparkles do it to himself? Is he even a unicorn anymore? What is he? What is going on? Verbatim is the quote.
So far, the only thing that's happened is we decided we're going to go into some scientist lab. And that's how we're starting the game.
I mean, we're raiding a base. Let's be fair. Raiding a base is a very complicated process.
We're going into someone's lab. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Well,
We're totally not all going to die.
oh, you're fine. Yeah, but yeah, I was just going over some things, and thanks for giving code time. Plus, it's a good way to just give an example of some of the weird things that you guys can do. Once you figure out, yeah. So you guys the group has decided, you're lovely friends, because that's the thing you gotta keep in mind, Code. The other players here, their characters are your friends, so they know that you're a fake / con.
I don't have friends.
Yes, you do.
No,
Yes.
can't make me.
We're friends. Quote unquote.
It's the magic of friendship that brings you all together. Friendship's magic. So, the group you've all. Where are you guys discussing this, by the by? Where are you discussing where you're going to go to? Where are you discussing breaking into a superhero base?
Clearly in the most obvious and out in the open area possible.
Yeah.
So Starbucks.
In a bar.
Sounds good.
Starbucks. It's a coffee bar, Ty.
Or in the bread
Yes,
shop.
the bread shop. Yeah.
Panera.
I don't know. I think Starbucks is more public.
But it's already basically our base.
There's a debate going on in the group where they should meet, Starbucks or the Panera.
What?
How
No,
about
I
the
was talking
Starbucks is next to the Panera?
I was talking about Kate's Bakery.
We should meet at the Starbucks next to the Panera
Yes.
Bread.
Starbucks is the worst idea.
Well, you're not going to get to a Tim Hortons. You're too far south for that. And their product's been going downhill.
I mean, Starbucks started at the bottom of the hill, so I mean,
Yeah, it's hard to do worse than Starbucks.
Yep.
Bottom of the hill is not a lie.
Well,
I mean, the bottom of the hill is a place to start. Because then the only where you can go is up before you start digging the hole. But yeah, the groups decided that they're going to try and find a base that held loot or otherwise was used as a storage facility. So now they've discussed that they're going to look for one that's on the outskirts of the city.
yep.
Possibly
reasonable.
underneath the
That's
university.
option B.
These are plans.
They're probably not good ones, but they exist.
Mm-hmm. So then that's the question. You're going to pursue the outside the city one first, I assume. So now you just need to find a way to find a base. So,
What do we see?
Yes.
What will be the equivalence?
I mean, that might not be inaccurate, but
Well, we don't exactly have a perception check, so what are we seeing?
well, I mean, one, you're not searching. You're not at a base. You need to search and find a base, which means legwork, because that's an important thing here. So that's the question of: are you going to be looking through public records? What are you going to be doing? Because a base is not obvious. It's a superhero base. It's going to
I
be
can,
hidden.
check online, check to see what I can find.
I can
Maybe,
investigate.
maybe hack a database or something. Take a look.
So Tony's going to be looking on nerd stuff. Okay. So what's other people doing? So Tony's going to be looking online.
I'll be combing the streets until something. I'll be combing the streets looking for a base on their own, and also looking at one and also one on the street as well.
So Ty's looking for rumors on the streets.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I'll start casing abandoned builds, quote unquote abandoned buildings on the outskirts of town.
Lana's going to be casing abandoned buildings. Ooh, not the abandoned buildings,
Oh,
Lana.
burglary powers.
They're full of dangerous abandoned people and hobos infected with mind parasites.
This sounds like the opposite of something that would actually happen.
You say that.
But City of Heroes.
Yeah, one, yeah, that. Two, I was going just with the fact that, it's a good way to teach humans, like, hey, we just made a small town get infected with mind parasites. We should have procedures to protect ourselves against that. Wow, it's really good that only happened in a small town. But I got a lot of
Small
publicity.
town, quote unquote.
Yes. Okay. I'll roll Ty's academics for him. Bloop. Don't put any modifier in. I rolled garbage. Lana, you can roll an investigation.
Hi. Okay.
Yeah.
Investigate.
Oh, Catherine's helping you, Lana. Teamwork.
Yeah.
And Tony, you can roll computers with a +1. Just put a 1 in there. Don't put a plus. Just the 1 when the modifier comes up. Because your academics is equal to your computers. Let's see what Tony rolls on his computers. And that's code given their character and name. And let me do.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm still browsing for pictures.
Yay. So one of your friends that just walked out and it's like, I'm gonna go look for crime. Or I'm gonna look for clues on the streets. And
Multiple of your friends did.
No, 2 of them are going to look at warehouses and stuff in the warehouse district or just around, hoping to find something.
I question the
And-
sanity of my friends.
And meanwhile, I'm waiting for Kiri to do
Okay.
his computers roll because he hasn't done it. Okay. Progress has been made. Okay. Cross-referencing the cordial invites of the Splorgenborgen of the Horgendorden Tech Babble here by flux capacitating the anti-gravity well, you can create a double-decker down sandwich.
What?
And Technobabble here, you looking at some various. So in other news, Tony, you get the boring job of when you're looking for stuff that will point you towards a base. People talking about, oh, I saw this super here, or sightings of various superheroes for the city of Los Santos. Oh, these heroes are spotted here primarily. They get to the crime scene at this rate. Guessing on mode of transport, etc. You can get some various circles of potential areas where bases could be. Maybe their vehicles are faster than that. For some of the vehicle-based heroes, you're like, oh wait, no, it's not be that useful, but it gives you some ideas. And after a lot of working through records, you're like, you got a bubble area to look through, which will help the group in their search pattern. And then it's the cross-referencing all of that, so you have like, oh, we're going to be looking at this area. So now we just need somebody to go look at records to see if there's any building permits set up or any strange noise in the middle of the night. Something that would, be a key, because building a base is a big endeavor.
And also, not exactly quiet.
Yeah, because it can either be hard to find, or not be costly, or finally, the most important one, not be hard to trace. So you got to figure out which of the three you want, and well, turns out people are going to take two of those because they're better for their wallets and other things like that. But yeah, you've done that. Meanwhile, Catherine and Kura are doing the very fun thing of looking through that area for any details that would help collaborate your research. And Ty is currently shaking down people ineffectually for information. So that's the current state of events.
That sounds pleasant.
Yes. Tell me where the bomb is. I don't know where a bomb is. What are you talking about? So, you guys have been able to, after it takes a while work, but you were able to find what is most likely in the Warehouse District, one apartment building where there was a large amount of, it was set up as well an apartment area near the warehouse industrial areas. So it didn't get a lot of use. It kind of became slightly tenement, and there was a lot of activity and noise in it a decade ago to maybe 12 years ago, which highly indicates that there may be a base in the, well, basement. So yeah, you get to break into an old apartment complex, probably filled with
Okay.
homeless people or drug dealers, or homeless drug dealers, or criminals, if people. It's only semi-abandoned because it actually still has tenants. So technically not abandoned, but you know, it's not in great condition. So there's also the actual people that live there. But it's a place to go and investigate.
Yay!
Yay! Horribly mutilating ourselves with powers.
This just sounds like a normal weekend.
Yep.
Yep, that makes sense.
Well, logically, we need to, we'll have to prepare for the hobos.
What? Bring sandwiches?
That might work.
Yep. Well, RP
Okay.
and figure out what your plan is. You
Alright.
got an area to go
So,
to.
what'd you find?
Well,
Yeah.
wait, is the assumption that we
Yeah,
already
actually, that
shared
probably
our
make more
founding?
sense that we did share it already. So,
Yeah. Artistic stuff.
well,
Well, this is a hive of scum and villainy
Yep.
if I've ever seen it.
So, shall we get some of those sandwiches ready? Just to distract them? In case they're there?
Yeah.
Actually, no, that'd probably be a bad idea. That would cause too many problems for us. Never mind.
Well, out
I
with
was
it.
thinking, like, say, call the cops, say we were seeing a drug deal going on, but I decided against that. That's a dumb idea.
We'll call that Plan B.
Yeah.
Possibly Plan D.
Yeah. Because the only other way I could think of is, like, if you just somehow distract him with Benjamins and get in that way. That'd be really costly.
Hmm.
So, outside of, like, the sandwich plan, do we have any other plans?
I wasn't serious on the sandwich plan. Seriously, the sandwich plan is an awful plan. Don't go with that plan.
And stealth.
We don't want to insult the
Yeah.
people.
Stealthing it would probably be a good idea, but do we know roughly how many there are, if any?
Of
Yeah,
what?
homeless people that might be there that can get in our way?
Mm.
You know, we didn't really
I think we
step
might want
that
to case
far.
it first. And, well, if you can give me some information about this place, probably a long shot, but if there are any, like, CCTVs on in there, I could maybe try and see if I can get into the camera system.
Yeah. It's right there on the map.
I mean, I could try and scout. I'm pretty good at sneaking.
I'm pretty good as well. It's stealthing around.
So, V, would my character, like, know, like, the name of that warehouse? Yeah, the
Apartment
building.
complex.
Yeah.
Its name is Lofty Heights.
Now, with my computer skill, is it possible for me, like, to try and hack in and see if there are, like, maybe any cameras I could hack into, like, CCTV ones?
You can look for them. Yes. Yeah. Make a computer check. Let's see if you find any that are hackable.
Damn it.
Ooh.
I mean, that's
Then-
not an awful roll. I don't know why you're saying damn it.
No rolls show
I rolled a
anything
2.
yet. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Yay, roll 20. Yay.
I could help less time on average. In PCs, computers.
Yes. I'm certain I understand this.
So, with a 2, am I able to find any hackable cameras?
Are there any cameras? There's one in the entrance hallway, and there's a second at the back, and then you find a third near the ice
Okay.
cooler.
as I hack in, do I find anything? Do I see anyone?
Well, you can see that the ice cooler one every now and then gets pushed up a bit, and so somebody's probably stealing ice from the ice machine.
That means at least one person is there.
The one at the entrance is relatively normal, and the one at the back, somebody went over it went to the camera's lens and basically spray painted a stencil design of a jack-o'-lantern face on it.
Probably a no, but could I tell looking at it roughly how old it might be? Or no?
Well, considering it's pointing down, so the sun isn't really getting to it, nor is water so much getting to it because the hood for the protection. It could have been there for a few years. It's starting to get that flakiness of older paint and stuff. But yeah, it could have been there for at least 2 years before showing any of those signs. So yeah, no.
But I don't see anyone specifically.
Yep. You don't see anyone particular, It's
Okay.
The place seems to be relatively
Out of curiosity, do the cameras also pick up sound, or are they just video?
They are just video.
Okay. I'll go to the group and say, well, I can definitely find evidence that there were people there. I can't find anyone on camera, though. So be careful.
Okay.
So what you're saying is the cameras are on for some reason,
Yeah,
but
so
nobody's
that
present.
should be a warning sign right there. Because
Did you see any signs of things
yeah,
that
there
were
was like
moved in an odd way?
well, there's
things
indication that
might
people
have
are maybe
been-
taking ice from an ice cooler. So there's probably at
Okay.
least a couple people. And looked like a camera was pointed down to show like a jack-o'-lantern.
One of the cameras had been moved to face straight down.
Yeah,
So it's probably
maybe.
broken too, because most cameras don't do that. But that room is probably a good place
Alright.
to start.
Or it's a trap.
Or a trap, yes. But a trap can still be a good place
Yeah.
to start. People put traps where they don't want things to be found. So
Yay, things being found.
do you know which room had the
Which room was it
jack-o'-lantern?
again? It was the back,
back
entrance, if I
entrance.
had to hazard a guess.
Well, in that case, it's possible that they're just that it's just covering the back door. Okay. Which means that we also have to potentially avoid the cameras if there's a security team on it.
Yeah.
Or, and this is just a guess, the cameras could be connected to the base.
Is there a...
As you're saying that, somebody walks into
hang
the
on,
apartment
guys.
complex.
Somebody's walking in. Can I make out any details?
They're in their 50s. They have a basket with what seems to be groceries, and they wave to somebody that's off camera and head down the hallway to head to one of the
Okay.
apartments.
Looked like a guy in his like 50s holding some groceries. He was waving to somebody off screen. And just...
This is an apartment complex.
yeah, but didn't he say it was abandoned?
Supposed to be. Doesn't mean is.
Yes,
Okay, but like, how did he
semi-urban.
look? Did he look like unkempt, dirty, like a homeless person, or like
Uh,
unusually like clean shaven?
uh, older, slightly unkempt, but not homeless. Just in a poor state of disarray. Again, it's parts of the building have been put down. As I said, it has some occupants still. Seems one of them just came in. Like the dozen or so occupants that live in this building that can hold 100 people.
Alright.
Hey, did you find out anything about the apartment owner when you were looking into it? Like their phone number?
I'll quickly check the apartment listings. Does it have a listing of the?
Yeah, you have the
Right.
owner.
And the owner is.
Let's go with Bob Business.
Wow, that's a villain name if I ever
yeah.
heard one.
Bob Bismuth. I'm Bob Bismuth here. Bob Bismuth.
Okay, so basically, if anyone stops and asks us, just tell them we're looking for
Yeah.
Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Worst case scenario, we just tell them we're looking at the apartment.
Before we go in, how exactly is our state of clothing?
We're college students.
Okay. Our state of clothing, like,
Pardon?
kind of like stereotypical college kids, where it looks like kind of unkempt, stuff like that, or is it like clean?
You're a college student, so it's up to you what you look like. And I don't know about the others, but they're probably, dressed how they want to be.
I am probably wearing normal street clothing because running around in a leather spy outfit doesn't sound like a good idea. Or latex, whatever it is.
Spandex. Squeak, 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 squeak,
I
squeak,
guess
squeak.
I'm wearing just jeans and a t-shirt.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, normal college student things.
Yeah.
And the heavyweight boxer is just wearing his hoodie, his boxing gloves, and
his boxers.
shorts.
And is humming the Punch Out theme to himself.
And he's running down the street. And he's got soccer cleats on as well.
What?
God damn it, Bob. I don't think it's actually his name, but I'm gonna call him Bob now.
Ty needs to have a name for his character.
Clearly, Ty is Glass Joe.
That explains why he's no longer the heavyweight champ. The other issue is, currently nobody has contacted Ty, who is currently still interrogating people and shaking them down for clues. I need answers. Tell me where the drugs are. I don't have drugs. I want
Oh, hey.
Chimera.
We're missing someone. Time to use the magical power of a cell phone.
Yeah.
Oh God, you use a cell phone. My carefully orchestrated plot. How could I? How could you? Thank you, 1980s and
Wait,
20s.
is it the 1980s?
No, it's not. But
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, like that. That's why the 1980s is a thing.
Because cell phones?
That's why movies are set during them as a way to get around cell phone stuff. But yeah, there you go.
And I assume with the resources of fare, I can probably afford one.
Yeah. But I was just wondering, what are you guys gonna do?
Well, I guess maybe. Okay, like where exactly is the front entrance? Because that's usually like where the offices, like the office guy built area would be.
The
Well, where the
office
guy
area?
who runs the apartment's
No.
office would be.
Near the camera that's for the entrance.
All right. And one final look at the cameras. Anything else? Any changes?
Any changes on the camera's feed?
Any or no?
Are there lights on in the office?
Yeah, there's some
Okay,
lights on.
So I am gonna cut my connection. So just making sure they doesn't get caught up to us. All right. So I guess it's time to go in. How do we want to do this? Do we all want to go? Well, actually, we all can go in. Like, we're gonna be roommates or something.
Yep, but first let's
Yeah.
wait for Joe.
I have the guy who doesn't try to do his Rocky thing. So if he does, it's gonna be a while.
Or that weird dance.
Yep.
Oy.
So, is he doing that, like that weird dance thing or anything, or is he doing a Rocky impression?
I don't know. Nothing special. He's just kind of being businessy. Business. Very much the business of the business. He's got the manager of the apartment complex is there doing business.
Okay. So, do we want to knock on the door?
Well, maybe just talk to him.
Well, first off, we
Yeah.
should just go inside.
We
like,
should.
We're doing here just say, oh, we got lost. We're looking for the office.
Yeah.
Or we say we check the office. Do you know where he lives?
Yeah.
Sort of
Okay,
deal.
we can get in contact with the owner.
No, the thing is, we're supposed to be looking around. We
Ah.
just have an excuse for it.
Yes.
I mean, unless you want us to go all secret agent and try and
No.
sneak past everyone. But that seems
Yeah, let's not
difficult
do
in
that.
a well-lit building.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to you. Yeah, you could just say you're all there to look at
Yeah, that'd probably be
apartments.
the best.
And
Mhm.
that's the plan.
Take on me.
Well, let's go in and ask to see the apartments that he might have for sale for rent.
No, we don't ask him to see the apartments. We just go
Okay.
in and start looking around. We're not trying to actually get apartments.
No, go ask her. Oh yeah, I got a great apartment for you. It's all the amenities you need. No rats.
I mean, why not? We could live here. The rent's probably dirt
Yeah.
cheap. We'll only wake up to like 5 cockroaches in our bed each morning.
No.
It'd
The
be
rats eat them.
fine.
The rats eat the cockroaches. It's fine.
Oh yeah, the mice. Oh, they'd be lovely. We
How'd
could
you
eat
know
them
there
as
weren't any
pets.
rats?
He said rats, not mice.
Yep. Well, let's just go into his office then.
I mean, it wouldn't be an awful idea. We could be looking around and introducing ourselves to our new
Yeah.
quote unquote neighbors.
Maybe.
The location is awful for going to
It's cheap.
school, but you know.
It's cheaper than the school dorms.
Well,
Yes.
shall we go start an agreement to get into an
Yep.
apartment?
Yeah.
Cool, let's go then. Then we can get
Mhm.
permission to look around.
So, as we go to the office, we open the door. Is there anyone in there?
Yep. There's the building manager there. He has currently got his feet up on the desk and he is tapping on his iPad and he's playing a game where you pop balloons. He has a name tag that says, "Hi, my name is Terry."
Mayberry said this is one of those moments where sarcasm was understood awfully and things go pretty well.
Terrace? Terrence?
He does not respond to Terrence.
What was it? Then what did the name tag say again? The placard? Terry.
Terry.
Terry?
Oh, yeah, hi.
Hi.
Huh, you're playing balloons there, huh?
Poke. Yes.
So,
Oh?
we were interested in, maybe renting an apartment?
Oh, you're interested in an apartment, eh? Okay. What you looking for? A luxury one? We have luxury ones.
What exactly is in the luxury?
The luxury apartments are on the top floor. They are 3 times as big as the base apartments.
How many floors are there? And is there a basement? I kind of like the darker rooms a bit.
There is a basement, and the entire building is a grand total of 6 stories for apartments. The 4th floor is currently unusable at the moment as we are doing renovations to it at this time.
And what are your average prices for the? Let's go say the
1
cheaper
schmeckel.
ones. Schmeckel?
1 insert currency unit here.
Okay.
This seems
It's like per
expensively
month?
cheap.
Currency unit being X, as in I'm not disclosing an actual number. It's just, it's cheap.
So what's the catch?
Well, when you signed this lease, you signed it for 24 months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's a long lease in the warehouse district, so it's probably a bit noisy around here. Kind of towards the outskirts of town, so the location isn't necessarily great for getting to places. And yeah, this all checks out. That price doesn't sound awful.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now then, what apartment number would you like? And
I mean,
which one of you is the husband and which one of you is the wife, looking at the group of you?
Blink.
let's go with college students.
Oh, this is one of those college orgy dorms. Okay.
Sure,
Yeah.
let's go with
I'll add that into the cleanup phase. Now, now you have a party house.
Well, I mean, if we split it 6 ways, it wouldn't actually be that bad for the for one of the top floor ones, probably. Do you mind if we look around at the various different apartments?
Oh, no problem. I'll I'll let you go do that. Here. I'll just have the digital locks for the staircases pop for you so you can get around.
Wait, you have digital
Fancy.
locks?
Yeah.
Wow, you must have been in the good part of town once upon a time.
Yeah. They've just been here.
Or the really bad part of town.
You'd have to talk to the owner, Bob Bismuth.
Yeah. Where is he, by the way?
Probably at one of his other apartment complexes. Or working on his candidacy for governor.
Hmm.
Oh, good. Yes, that would keep him pretty busy. All right. Well,
Bismuth.
shall we, friends?
Business. BB here.
Yep.
I can't wait to have a 6-year-old white man rap at you all about how he's going to be governor of California.
So, yeah, let's I kind of like the thought of looking at the 4th floor right now. Seeing what they're renovating.
Yeah.
And of course the basement, because basements are just
Yeah,
good
'cause
to look
odds
at
are-
anyway.
So 4th floor or basement first?
Well,
May
we're
as well go to
closer
the
to the
basement.
basement, so
We could just say that we're looking to see if that's where like
Yeah,
the
so-
laundry gets done.
Excuse me. Yeah, that makes sense.
laundry, checking to make sure there's no gross issues with the foundation where the building's going to collapse randomly underneath us,
The usual.
Just
Normal stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you guys head down into the basement. You go past the biometric lock for the basement door.
Out of security.
Yeah, well, that's a good
Biometric
sign.
lock. Jesus.
That's a very good sign. And a bad sign at the same time.
Yeah.
You step down into the basement. You're going to the boiler room that is the basement. There's a huge boiler down here. There's also, some strong foundations. And there's also you can see there is no laundry machines down here. It seems the laundry machines are somewhere upstairs in the first floor, or rather the ground floor. But you do, in fact, notice a shaft of light along the far wall in the dark.
Well, that's a sign right there.
Yeah.
Either we found God, or we might have found where we're looking for.
Yeah.
Could be both.
Well, shall
Yep.
we investigate?
Yes.
Alright, what check do you want us to have for the... Well, I have an investigation check, so I can roll that. Anyone else have those rolls?
I have
Where's
investigation.
where's the light coming from? Like, is it coming from a wall? Is there like
Along the edge of a wall, like there's a little beam of light, and as you get a closer look at it, Kiri starts rubs their fingers on it, and Iceland comes over and she's like, "Doo, doo, 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 doo," and working together as a group, you find a small little, what would be basically the lip or an edge for what is probably a heavy duty ceiling door, which is producing the little light shift. It's just open such a fraction of a millimeter enough that's making the light visible on the other side. But it takes a while to find basically that little shaft, and then together you're able to slightly pry it open. And when it gets slightly pried open, the door's pneumatic seals pop and it then fully opens. Or, well, fully opens as much as they can. It seems the door is slightly damaged. So, yeah, you guys can now see into a stark, relatively clean, and open room. It's got a nice little table set up, some chairs. Seems to be either a waiting room or otherwise, and an elevator at the other end.
Well, I say that we close this behind
Yeah.
us at least most of the way, in case the building
Mm-hmm.
manager comes looking. I don't really suggest all the way, as there's no guarantee we could get back out, and I don't know about you, but being stuck underground in a mysterious
Not fun.
base sounds lethal. Lethal.
Sounds like a really
Yeah.
poor way to die.
Really boring too. Like, I mean, we just starve down here. Maybe eventually eat each other or something. I don't know.
As you go to try and the door panel to try and close the door.
Is it like an electronic door panel or?
Yes. It's pneumatic. It's a pneumatic ceiling door.
Well, computer boy.
Mm-hmm.
Computer boy
All
powers.
right, take a look at that, and I'll see. Would that be like technology roll?
Uh,
To make...
are you trying to dismantle it, or are you trying
hack
to just
into it?
hack into it? Computers. If you're just trying to unscrew it and then
Nope.
fiddle around, yeah. You're like, don't worry, guys. I know what I'm doing. I'll just crack into this. Emergency venting process
should run.
beginning.
Yeah, I'm just gonna disable that right there.
You're
Did
gonna
you say emergency venting?
venting.
Just like,
Yeah,
here we go. Let's cut
I'm
the
backing
power.
way
Boop.
the hell up.
Yeah, I
Backing
think we
way
should
up.
get out of here.
Yep. Since you yeah. You guys realize that all the air you hear behind you the door to the basement chunk seal.
While the door's closed, we should go forward. Also, let's just. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're basically stuck in the basement right now with a open door to a base in front of you and an elevator at the end of a room. And currently it's venting up steam into the room, probably from the base below.
We
Unfortunately,
better go forward.
yeah, let's just
quickly,
go.
Unless you want
It's
to
either
die.
take our chance there or die.
On the plus side,
I take the elevator.
The elevator is up, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's there. Yeah, when you
Yeah.
step in, it's nice.
When
It's a
when
nice
faced
elevator.
with definitely dying and probably dying, I'll take probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Seems
On the
reasonable.
plus side, the pneumatic doors semi-working now.
All right.
And once you're all inside it, then clunk, chunk, 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 clunk, and then pressurizes. Yay! That's a good
Does
sign.
the air smell bad?
It smells like steam. And
Ah.
also burns.
And a bit of
I'm
bleach.
gonna take a deep breath and hold it.
Meep. The elevator
Yeah,
goes
let's
down.
close the elevator door.
Yeah, the elevator door seals shut, clink, and then goes down.
I suggest when the door opens, we press ourselves against the wall on
Yes.
either side of
I
the
nod
elevator doors.
and already start pressing myself against the wall. That's not directly in front of the door.
The elevator stops after probably a solid minute, and then you hear a robotic voice chime in. Hello, and welcome to Ideal Base number error number not found. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
So we're not dead, right?
You don't
Can I
appear to
just
be.
try and peek out the open elevator door without like sticking my head all the way through? What do I see?
Maybe wave your hand first. Make sure we're not being motion tracked by turrets.
You see a nice little corkscrew shaped tunnel. It's in the same design to the room the elevator was in. It continues down. There's a broken turret on the ground that seems to have been knocked off the ceiling. And
I was right. But also, this is a bad sign. We might have found a place that's already been ransacked.
Oh, there might be something left over though.
Yep, let's see. Hey, why don't you try and see if you can get that turret, like,
All right,
salvageable
that would be a
at all.
technology roll, right?
yes,
If nothing else, that means that more than one of us has a gun.
Pretty good roll.
okay. You go over to the turret. You start to dismantle it a bit. You're taking it apart. It's going to take you a while, but you're able to flip it over so it's in a position where you can look at it, dismantle it, and otherwise crack it open, and you're like, oh, yay! Its energy cell is dead, so it can't fire.
Okay, it can't fire.
So you have turret
Well, perhaps it
parts.
could be used salvaged, maybe something else.
Oh. If nothing else, that'll
Yep.
fetch a pretty penny on the
Out of
black
curiosity,
market.
is there any ammunition in the thing as well, or is that part of the turret parts?
Its energy cell is dead. That's what its ammunition is.
It
Don't
fires
ask me why I know
lasers.
what this is.
Just in case it had a backup thing of like a bit of like bullets.
Side note, I'm entertained that none of you even blinked at my comment about the black market.
I imagine
Anyway,
that my
let's
character's
continue
probably
on.
been on the dark web a few times, so he's probably not that phased. At least by the idea of a black market.
Dark web.
Alright, so keep going, I guess.
And about this time, because it'd be silly not to have one, my character will produce a pistol.
You produce a double pistol. It's a pistol with a pistol mounted on the
so
bayonet side.
you mean I have Lara Croft's dual pistols?
I was going more like on the rail slide rather than mounting a laser sight. I mounted another pistol.
Well, if I had a shotgun or a assault rifle, I could have,
Underslung
something else
grenade
attached.
launcher.
However,
Undersling grenade launcher attached to a pistol.
I don't think even with fair resources I could get heavily regulated guns. Unless I
Well,
could,
considering
because
we're in
fear.
Los Santos, you could probably just go to like, I don't know, like the Vagos or
She's got a pistol. It's a
something.
lovely pistol. It's a lovely pistol.
It's just a nice little 9mm.
Yeah.
Okay, kids, let's
Yep.
go.
Yay! You're all going to do things. Yeah. going down the corkscrew hallway, you guys pass by various doors. There's about 6 of them. And you notice the hallway kind of curls in a half semicircle with these doors facing outwards.
So
Uh,
it's kind of an enclosed circle.
no, the doors are facing on the outer edge of the circle. So the
So it's like a
hallway is the
circular-
inner ring of the circle.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like the hallway is a circle, and then there's some sort of probably giant stone support in the center with the rooms on the outside.
Yep. Yes, exactly.
Let's start carefully looking into rooms. If we split up, we split up into no more than groups of 2 and 3.
The rooms are numbered 1, 2, 3, A, B, C.
Why? I really hate the person who made this building.
Well,
Yep.
you can hate them later.
No, I can't. They're probably gone. Forever.
And ever. Mommy,
Anyway, let's
what
start
happened to
with door
Daddy?
number 1A.
No, it's just one.
I know.
Okay, you go to door
Okay.
1. It
What kind of
is
lock?
locked. It is a very conventional style of lock. The classic and most conventional. It has a padlock on it.
Ooh,
I can
I have
burglary.
burglary.
I have that as well.
I'm going to attempt to burgle.
Me too.
I'll just casually pop it open.
Or that.
Everybody's just like, no, let me do it. They're all just cramming around it. I'll do it. Blah.
It's like, oh, this model. You just kind of push down here and you just wiggle a knife in here and pop. There we go.
Pop. And you're like, oh, yay. Wonder what's inside. And you get to see it's covered in a fine layer of moss. There's several pedestals with weird items on them. And there's one pedestal which has a what can be best described as a bonsai tree in some
Yoink.
ways. It's got long.
Oh, are you looking to decorate our new
Absolutely.
apartment that
Feng
we're
shui
buying?
is a big thing.
Tony goes over, grabs the bonsai tree that has the moss growing from it, and is now picked it up.
Nothing bad will
Oh,
happen, right?
Nothing bad will happen.
Okay, so outside the bonsai tree. Anything else in there?
Yes, I was going to describe the various pillars. There's about 4 of them. They have on them the following items: a cube, another cube, and a knife, and a. Are you ready? The most important item of all: a scroll.
Okay, so mysterious cubes,
And
a
a scroll.
mysterious knife, and
So, like, what
someone's
kind
diary.
of knife would that be? Like about the size of like a pocket knife or bigger?
No, much bigger. Think a.
Like combat knife type or machete.
More machete, but definitely it's a good old style Bowie knife.
So a machete.
Guys, before we try picking those things off, I saw this in a movie once. We might want to try and put something of it, what we would suspect an equivalency weight would be.
Says the man holding the bonsai tree.
Look at what's in your hands right now. Did you put something of equivalent weight back on the pedestal?
I go rush back and put the bonsai tree back.
Tom tries to put the bonsai tree back, and it kind of wraps around his arms.
Huh.
Well,
I have a friend.
congratulations. You're an idiot. A smart idiot, but an idiot.
Oh, look, it likes him. Oh, look, the roots are climbing into his arms.
I tried pulling to get it off me.
That seems to just encourage
I
them.
tried patting it to maybe see if that'll make it stop.
No, it's just continuing. The bonsai tree is kind of disappearing from the pot as it seems to be kind of sliding into Tony right now.
Well,
Aislinn is going to casually step outside the room.
Yay! Tony's got a bonsai tree. Tony, the
well,
bonsai
you
tree
found
just
what you
kind of
wanted to.
goes through your arm and
So-
it's gone.
It does it leave any wounds or like blood and
There's a leaf symbol where the
does it
bonsai
look like
tree
a
was.
tattoo or
No, it looks like a leaf symbol. Does not look like a tattoo. Does not look fully like a real leaf. It kind of looks like a combination of the two.
Huh.
of
Well, what do the cubes look like?
They are matte black cubes, with one having a red outline on the edges and one having a blue outline. And Code, what were you doing?
Just backing out
I
of the
poke the
room
emblem
slightly.
on my arm.
Yeah. Okay. You poke the emblem on your arm. All the moss in the room that was growing from the bonsai tree's pot starts to also go into you.
Congratulations, you are now a vegan.
You're now a vegan.
No!
Ultimate super weakness, vegan diet. No!
Okay, is there anything interesting about the
I
knife?
seen Scott Pilgrim.
Oh,
He gets super mind powers from that.
Well, one, nothing right now. Tony's currently writhing on the ground. His moss tentacles are kind of penetrating various pores of his body.
Well, can't do shit about that.
Oh god, not up Main Street, not up Main Street,
Don't-
no!
It's going up Main Street, Tony. Everything.
I think I saw this in porn once.
The other thing is you're all like the moss is
Congratulations,
covering
Tony.
everything.
You're a
in the
mother
room.
now.
The moss is covering everything. So the other thing is like there's a good foot thick of moss over the entire room, and this is a room that's probably like 50 by 80
Yeah,
feet
this is
big.
why Aislinn is no longer inside the room.
So and it's all just kind of going into Tony.
How fast is it going into me? Like,
Fast enough, but not fast enough. Like fast enough that you can feel it, but not fast enough that it's going
So-
to go quickly.
Well, let's go look at room number 2 while this happens.
Yeah.
Tony! Yeah,
Suck.
It'll be
everyone
fine.
everyone leaves
Or
Tony.
he won't. I mean, what are we gonna do about it? Light him on
No.
fire?
As you open your mouth, some of it goes into your mouth now. There you
Okay,
go.
so
Picking up
is
the
room
pace
2
now.
locked as well?
No, it's not. And did you touch any of the items? This is my question.
No. My character is smart enough to just look at them.
You're leaving Tony. Tony! Tentacle of moss is going down his throat. Glug, 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 glug.
Like I told him, congratulations, you're an idiot. You're a smart idiot, but an idiot.
Well, Tony learned a valuable lesson here today.
Don't
How to
touch
become
shit.
Swamp Thing.
Don't touch shit.
I'll just be here, writhing as I'm becoming more plant than man.
Yeah.
We'll come check on you in a minute.
The next room, you open the door. All you see is that there's a little panel that says select configuration, and then there's a bunch of buttons below it, and like little sliders next to the buttons.
Well,
And
we
then
need
there's
Tony for that.
and then there's basically just a column that basically fits about one person. That's about it. The room's basically a closet.
Does it have any like decipherable writing as to
Yeah,
what
it says
it is?
configure status.
Okay, does it have any like labels on the buttons or anything?
Yes, it has. As you move in to look, it lights up and then goes down the list. Head, arm, left arm, right, torso, back, hips, left leg, right leg, nervous system, digestive system.
So this is either where you get modified into some sort of weird cyborg, or I don't know, become a furry.
Maybe.
Isn't my shit. Okay, let's go look at room 3. I don't want to mess with that without the tech either.
Configuring nearest subject.
And Aislinn is not going to be that nearest subject. We're just gonna back the fuck off again.
Everybody can roll in athletics.
Even me?
Except you. You're currently enjoying yourself as tentacles are going in you. Enjoying is in air
At the very
quotes, I would
least,
like to
is
now
half
note.
a room now inside me?
You just passed the third, you realized. You think you're at half.
I was the closest one.
Well, technically, oh wait, no. I need to roll for Ty. Ty! Let's see what Ty rolls. Ty doesn't have athletics.
Oh damn!
Ty
I
rolled
figured
a
the boxer
negative
would have at
2.
least a decent athletics rate.
Ty is a good knight, so Ty's really good at breaking things with like physical strength, but he's actually not a very. That's probably why he isn't the champ. He didn't have good endurance.
He was a glass cannon. He could hit hard, but couldn't take it.
Yeah.
Well, is he being grabbed by metal tentacles or something?
Yes, it's just all tentacles. This is all just a tentacle hentai. That was my secret plan all along.
I was more thinking like clamps that drag him into the tube or whatever.
But yeah, Ty doesn't have endurance or athletics, so his character doesn't have physical stamina, toughness, or physical fitness and mobility. So he just hits like a truck, and is
then
really,
nothing.
really strong. So Ty's character is a bodybuilder.
He hits like a truck once.
No, that's the thing.
Anyway,
That's Ty's.
start.
When you think about it, Ty's character is basically just a bodybuilder who tried to become a boxer. To be fair, though, you can use unarmed to block unarmed attacks.
So yeah,
So
I'm
he
gonna
actually
start.
is good at punching.
I'm gonna
It,
start trying to hit buttons until it looks somewhat beneficial.
okay, you're hitting buttons. Okay.
Until it says
Roll.
beneficial things.
Okay. Roll me an academics.
Hey, a 1.
Yay! You click beneficial. You're like, okay. Now he wants to be the best that he ever can be. So he needs to actually finally have that stamina and ability to actually dodge rather than just block. He needs to be able to dodge as well. I know.
Nope, he gets Popeye arms. I mean,
Why am I picturing him becoming cyborg?
I'm joking.
Ty's character just comes out and it's like, oh, and you're like, oh hey, and you're like, yeah, okay. You click, you slide, you flick, you're like, okay, and you click a bunch of things. You're like, it's as it grabs and pulls them in, and then you're like click, 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 and it says optimizing for subject.
Okay. I hope that you like your optimization, Joe.
Optimizing error.
Ah, fuck.
Optimizing error.
Tony! Tony, are you done being a plant devourer yet?
uh, you, at this point, you guys can all look inside that room, and you can see that Tony's about 3/4 of the way done.
Uh-huh.
Well, anyone else good with technology other than Tony? Or, know anything
average.
about it?
Epsilon breach detected.
And I'm
Mother
backing out of that
fucker.
room.
I do some technology. We'll try to. I
Epsilon breach
can.
detected. Configuring attack
yeah.
protocols.
Backing out.
I try and roll
Motherfucker.
inside the
I
room.
don't want to shoot him. He's adorable.
Catherine, you're able to make sure it's as painless as possible with your technology before the door seals. Epsilon procedures. Containment breached. Confirming. Finding viable subjects to handle Epsilon breach. Scanning facility. Beep. Beep.
Well,
Scan complete. Hello. I am the system's automated AI.
oh, hello. Hi. So, we found this place.
I can confirm, yes, you have.
We aren't bad people.
DNA scan beginning. Confirmed. This has been accepted.
Okay.
We're not on any ideal watch list, except you.
Hey, I'm off that watch list now. I'm being good.
I was not speaking to you, Miss Hirina.
Oh. Well, okay then.
I was speaking
Wait.
to the person that's currently inside the cubicle. Being optimized.
He's not a bad person either.
Confirmed.
Which one is he referring to? The
Oh, well, okay then. Can we just leave you to not do horrible things to him?
I am sorry. I have no control over the facility's functions. I am just here to acquire individuals to handle the Epsilon breach, and I have found them in the following test subjects. I'm sorry, that is the wrong word.
What?
Guinea pig. No, that's still the wrong. I am sorry. My dictionary unit has been damaged. Please wait a moment.
Let's go with what the Epsilon breach is.
I have found
I
a
don't
correct
care what
word.
you call us.
You are my bitches. Welcome. I am here to make sure that you all survive this harrowing event, and also make sure that there is not a critical meltdown of the system.
Okay, do you have suggestions then?
Earlier today, in room 2, a scanning dictionaries of online personas, base raider as they are called, entered this facility. He was phasing. He entered it and proceeded to go to room 2, which holds highly valuable and dangerous reactor agents.
Wait,
including...
but this is room 2.
No, you are in room B.
What? But
I am sorry.
Okay.
My capacitor circuits are in fact damaged. If one of you could go to room 4, that would very much be appreciated. I know, in fact, that you do
Okay.
not see a room 4,
I do that.
but do not worry. It is after room D.
there is no room D either. There's 1, 2, 3, A, B, C.
Yes,
Yeah.
don't worry. Once you get to room D, you will be able to find me.
Well, fuck it. Let's check the wall next to room C then. I guess. 2 sets of doors, since apparently this is room B.
I'm sorry, I was incorrect. That was in fact room 2. And the breach was the man in room B. My system seemed to be slightly malfunctioning. I can only say that I am sorry for these delays. I would now like to note that the giant python that was kept in room 3 has escaped.
You mind keeping that door closed then?
I am sorry. He is in the air vents. I have named him Chuck. We are friends now.
Is there still steam venting in the air vents?
No, this has been fixed.
Oh, good. Then Chuck isn't dead. How nice.
Yes, Chuck is from Mars.
Is Chuck intelligent?
No,
Is Chuck hungry?
yes.
Is Chuck large enough to eat one of us? Your silence isn't reassuring.
Confirmed. I am not at liberty to say whether Chuck can eat one of you or not. I can say that you can eat Chuck.
What?
I believe that snakes are a delicacy.
You really are malfunctioning.
Correct. My systems are inoperational. In fact, the AI that you are seeing presented to you, you realize that there's a screen nearby that's trying to present an image of an AI, is presenting a face model rather than my correct model.
Hmm.
Okay.
I am one of the rare AGI created by the Ideal. There were exactly
Can
I do not remember how many of us.
can you tell us anything about the items in room 1?
Oh yes. For one, there is a bonsai tree from a parallel Earth.
Yes, one of our friends is already being absorbed by that.
Oh,
The
do not
other
worry.
3
He will
items?
not be absorbed by the bonsai tree. It is bonding with his nervous system.
Oh, that's exciting.
He should
Okay.
most likely survive the process. This is how
And
Woodman became about.
oh, okay.
It plays
What
a clip
about
of
the
the 1960s superhero. It's a guy that has tree-based powers.
what about the 2 like cube things?
The cubes are as follows. Kinetic capacitors.
Yeah, that doesn't say much.
And
They are kinetic capacitors.
they
Their
do
coloration should indicate what they do.
the but
Oh, I am sorry. You do not know what a kinetic capacitor is, correct?
yes, that is correct.
All right. The best way I can explain it is if you put a nuclear bomb inside of a box while it was about to go off, and then you installed it in someone to give them the ability to fire energy blazers, or otherwise used it to power something. They are unstable, highly dangerous, and were found to be better used as, well, bombs.
Okay. How about the knife and the scroll?
The knife is Jack the Ripper's knife. Please do not touch. Jack is in another facility, and he won't like it if you touch his knife. We are
Scroll?
unsure of how he is still alive, as he does not seem to indicate any superpowers, and his soul is kept in a different facility.
Okay. So
We are also unsure how the body is alive without the soul. Please consult the following ideal handbooks: Revenants and Spectres. Finally, please keep in mind that the knife has the ability to do many powerful magical abilities.
Oh, okay. Such as?
I am unable to align with those abilities at this time and confirm them for your
Scroll.
safety.
Tell me about the scroll.
The scroll is Wakshu martial arts, the cooking
Oh.
martial art.
Hey, Kate, that seems right up your alley. You should do that. What's in the are there any other items of note in the other rooms?
Yes, there are in fact other items of note.
Vague idea?
Unreleasing the locks on the following rooms: A, B, C, D.
Okay.
Oh, B is already unlocked. I am sorry. Room 2 has an epsilon breach.
What is an epsilon breach?
Epsilon
The person
breach.
who got in earlier and broke into it.
Yes, the base raider, as they called, released from the base a highly dangerous. How do I say this? Scanning. Death robot.
Okay, so
A
be completely
steam
honest.
robot from the 1880s.
Okay. Anyway, let's be completely honest. We're technically base raiders too. We just had
Confirmed.
better
I'm aware.
ideas. We
Yes.
just don't want to do bad things. Like,
Point being, the base raider that was here got the primary thing he wanted and left. But he activated the robot before leaving by maybe accident. I am uncertain. He had a katana, and it hit the button to activate it.
how about are there guns in any of the rooms? Of whatever type, and not
Yes,
highly
there are in
recommended not to
fact
touch.
guns. I can safely say that guns are in 3 and C. Please be in mind that room 2 is in fact dangerous because the steam robot has in fact started making steam-powered nanomachines.
Okay, so
We
is
are
room
looking at an
C-
epsilon level event as it is currently burrowing its way to the city. As such,
Let's,
I cannot allow any of you to leave until you've all been equipped with powers to handle the situation. I am sorry and have a nice day.
Okay, well, let's go look at room 3. Yeah, the room with the giant snake. That sounds like a good place to go. It's
Well,
not
it
in
used
there
to have
anymore.
a giant snake.
Exactly. Let's go into room 3.
He is
I
currently
don't-
in my room.
The snake is in room D.
4. I am past D in 4.
Room 4D. Can you unlock room 4 too?
I am not allowed to lock room 4 for safety precautions in case I were to malfunction. But yes,
Oh.
room D is in fact unlocked. You just have to go down past room 3.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
It's still end of hallway there, by the by.
Let's see what's in room 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
Inside room 3, there is first up. There's a lamp. It's a lamp. It's a lava lamp technically, but it's a lamp and it's on. It's plugged into the
Alright.
wall. It's surrounded by a big arcane magical circle.
Hey AI, are you in this room too?
Confirmed. I am in all rooms right now.
Tell me about the items in this room.
I cannot inform you of that, as my operating procedures can only inform you of the items of a technological nature.
Oh, so they're all not technological.
That
Got
is
it.
correct. The items in this room are the following: a pistol. It directs towards a revolver, and that is of magical nature. A lava lamp of unknown magical nature, and a demon from the ninth circles of hell.
Where's the demon?
It points to a circle where there's just a chair inside the center of it. And
Hello.
the chair says nothing.
I
And
think
finally,
sit
Greg
in
was
it or
here.
something, but no. What? Greg?
Yes,
Oh, this.
yes. He is, in fact, a god of some religion.
Is he seeming to be trying to hurt you?
That would be impossible, as I am a computer.
Damage your systems.
That is also impossible, as currently he seems to be sleeping. He is, in
Oh.
fact, just a snake, after all, worshipped as a god, which gives him minor divine status.
Well, that's fine. Okay. So
And finally, there is also within this area a magical sword. I do not know where it is, though, at this time. It seems to have left the room, or it is invisible.
uh
Please
what
be aware there is now a magical sword on the loose.
can what you said there were other guns in room C? Can you tell me how worth it is to risk going to that room?
I can say with absolute certainty that those guns are highly effective and dangerous, as they
I
are
want them.
all various types of plasma technology.
Well, anyone else want a gun?
I want a gun.
Do you want the magical one or do you want plasma?
Magical.
Take it then.
Okay.
I
I
guess
take it.
I'm going to room C since I'm the only one who is currently armed in a way that is not horrifying to their existence. By the way, be ready for that to be horrifying to your existence.
And she's picked up a magical gun. The magical gun
Yeah.
glows,
Hmm.
and we'll get back to what's happening with the magical gun. And what about you, Aslan? Ashlyn, what are you doing?
Kind of pondering existence at this point because it's like, and everything is going wrong. So she's gonna look in A,
Yay! Hey.
which is I think a room that we haven't been in.
Yeah, it's the room they haven't been in. Inside, there is some weird things, some normal things. There's some a bunch of papers on the walls, detailing how psychic phenomena occurs. Other things. There's also
There's just a bunch of papers on the wall.
papers all over the wall about psychic phenomena, uh, discussing the application of metaphysics on the world, the alteration of one's psychic potential. It's a bunch of psychic stuff or papers on it. It seems that the idea was investigating some of these papers because somebody unlocked psychic powers through them once, so they were making sure, like, is this a one-off thing or is this like a thing that could be replicated? And so the papers got spread around plastered up. There's some amplifying crystals, some new age bullshit all over the place. There's a group of weird totem things just sitting in the middle of the room. One's an orca, one's a draggy, one's a wolf. Or is that a fox? It's hard to tell. Or is it a wolf and a fox? There's other weird things going on. There's some Egyptian stuff over there. There's there's a nice little coffin, just sitting there. It's gold.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, there's totally not a mummy inside there.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
There's also
It's like the best thing to touch ever, really.
there's also a book that says the modern American soldier. Just sitting there. It says the modern American soldier. It's got a flag on it. It's got a knife on it. It's got a grenade on it. Like on the cover of it, it's a handbook. It seems to be a soft cover.
Huh. Well, she will browse through some of the random new agey stuff just for giggles.
Okay. We'll get back to you as you're browsing through random new age bullshit. So that's what Ashlyn's doing. Kate's got a pistol. It's talking to her.
That's never a good sight.
Hello, boss.
Hello. How are you?
That sounds like the best sign.
Good. I'm doing good, boss. What are we killing today?
I don't know yet.
That's not a great way to start the day.
AI.
Yeah. So what's your name?
Oh, I don't get a name. So, people call me a pistol. People call me various other things. I got a bunch of names that people just throw out, for various purposes. People are all like, oh, this and that,
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter, boss, at the end of the day. You point me, click, and it's going to die.
Sounds good.
Alien, planet, sun, the concept of life, the very fabric that separates you from the moon so you can teleport to it. Just don't think too hard about the metaphysical ramifications and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I will try. So. Do I have ammunition or can I shoot how much I want?
Boss. The ammo is your mind. As long as you believe in yourself, you'll be fine.
Yeah, okay. I believe. Hopefully.
Well, good for you, boss. Good for you. That's one step closer.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Ty. Ty, you've been injected with a bunch of things. You're being injected. You feel some things going on. There's stuff being implanted in you. You're fairly certain that it's cybernetics, but you're also fairly certain that maybe they're just doing once overs in your genetic code and reorganizing it. It's kind of a weird process. You can taste blood and you know it's your own, and you can also feel everything because there's needles everywhere. As it's a long and excruciating process. On the other side, Tony, you're done.
Oh, do I look physically different?
Well, currently, Tony, your skin is slightly greenish, and you can feel tentacles moving around inside of you as they seem to be settling down and bonding with you.
I'm going to.
Also, you can tell that there's more moss nearby.
I can sense moss. Okay, I'm going to try and will myself to get back to like a normal skin tone. What kind of roll would that be?
You do that.
Un
No, you're fine. You notice that you're a tanner now.
But it looks like an actual human skin tone, correct?
Yeah. You just got a tan now.
Oh. And like with the tentacles moving, does it look like any part of the skin is like undulating or like as if there's something under it?
Not anymore, thankfully. That stopped about the
Okay.
halfway point.
So now that the room is basically clean of moss, what does it look like now?
It looks like, well, a arcane seal's been wrapped all around the room, probably to keep the moss from spreading too far.
Well,
And now it's all inside of you on the plus
Well,
side.
does I'll have to find somebody else that knows magic to see if that arcane circle's even working, because I don't know how well that was working on this.
It kept the moss inside of the room.
Yeah. Besides that, it's just a kind of a clean, sterile white room.
Okay. Now, this is probably going to be a crazy idea. In my backpack, I'm going to take out a Slim Jim. I'm going to take a bite into it. Did I become vegan?
The worst fate has befallen you. You're a vegan. No. No.
Okay, so I can eat it?
You're fine.
No problem.
You eat it.
Does it still taste like a Slim Jim, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tastes like some Jim.
I'm not a vegan. Thank you, Jesus. I guess I just walk out of the room like a boss.
Limps out of the room.
How's my clothing situation? Now that I'm thinking about that.
To answer that question, you have your shorts, and that's about it. Your shirt's gone. Your shoes are relatively intact still, and your whatever outer
jeans.
shorts you were wearing. So your boxers, your jeans are mostly gone. So you're now wearing jean shorts.
Okay. Are they? How high up the leg are they? No, I'm
green
tan
and
and
shorts.
I'm wearing shorts.
You were green before you became tan.
You don't know I was green.
I mean, I don't know anything technically.
Your friend has recovered, by the by, Miss Cora.
Oh, good.
Okay, now
He's alive. For now, right?
Indeed.
Can you inform him about the situation, please?
I am. And
Oh,
then
thank
you're
you.
informed. Yay. But yes, what are you doing, Kiri? You've stepped out. You can see that one room is sealed. You can see that Ashlyn seems to be in another room. And Kate is currently talking to a gun. And Cora's in another room.
So
Probably rummaging around going, oh my god, this stuff is amazing! Fucking
happened.
shit! None of this stuff was ever in the shit that I had to deal with.
Something happened.
Yay, it's goodies. You're like, yay, it's a gun. Yay, it's a bigger gun. Yay, it's a cybernetic gun. They have rocket boots, Cora.
Apparently my power will just be the arsenal.
Yeah, but they have rocket boots, Cora. You can fly with rocket boots.
Okay, but like, how is that helpful for stealth? Actually, that is quite helpful for stealth. Never mind.
Yeah. Just gotta modify out the loud noise they make, and then yeah, they're great for stealth.
No,
If
no,
they
you
make a
just
loud
start at
noise.
the rooftop.
Yeah. Well, that too.
Nobody expects the rooftop inquisition.
And you can install all these fancy cybernetics into yourself, like those tentacles.
That's maybe not. More seriously though, like what kind of guns are actually in there that as much as they are recognizable?
Uh, so the guns are there's some standard generic guns which are nothing special. So equipment grade guns if you decide to take the equipment gift. There's also some body armor, that can be modified to be a costume for anybody that doesn't get, increased toughness from a power. They can always just, wear a nice little suit of body armor to help, so they don't
Is
get
it a
shot in
big
the face.
clanky body armor or just like regular old body armor?
Uh, it's it's custom tailored body armor.
So depends on character. Got it.
Yes, it will be custom built by your AI buddy for your needs. Do not worry, you can trust me. I am a good tailor. Zzz, pulls out a buzzsaw.
And the more interesting weapons?
So there's some plasma pistols, a death ray or two. They're old 50 style death rays though, nothing truly spectacular. But they're the type that can, they put the death in death ray. Uh, there's a rail gun. There's a big old plasma gun, like the classic plasma gun. You know, you know, so some light energy weapons, a hefty energy weapon, and those are pistol size. And there's the big, rifle sized ones.
Well, let's see if I explode. Cora will grab a plasma pistol, the railgun, and get into the armor.
Okay. Okay, Cora's gotten some nice armor. You step out, and now you are wearing what can best be described as it is a you
A
would best
latex
describe
bodysuit?
yeah, yeah, kind of, except it doesn't go anywhere beyond your thighs, and that's because the thing is it's kind of like a one-piece bathing suit, but then it has a skirt that goes halfway down your thighs.
Well, does it come with boots?
uh, After a moment, oh, boots. It does in fact have the long sleeves, so basically your legs are just visible. And he's like, oh yes, and then you have boots. So your character image is accurate. Just remove the section around the thighs, and that's pretty much what you're wearing now.
And add a skirt?
And add a skirt, yes. And you have a gun and a gun.
Now comes the question, do I feel like I'm on fire?
No, not yet. You seem to be fine. You're kind of tired because you're carrying about two big guns,
What? No. Plasma pistol.
a plasma pistol and a railgun.
The plasma pistol is big?
I mean, big in the sense that it's probably closer to a Desert Eagle in size than a Glock.
Oh, okay, so not too bad.
Yeah, still pretty big as a gun goes for a pistol. Yeah, you got a hefty gun, a rifle, and a bodysuit. And then we cut back to Ashlyn. You've read a bunch of New Age stuff. It's kind of funny.
Well, just kind of a shrug.
Yeah,
Um,
it doesn't really mean much, kind of sadly. It's the standard stuff. There's some talk. There's this one thing which is suggesting being a breatharian because what
Yeah,
you don't want to be a breatharian. You don't want to give up eating food.
I like food.
Yeah, it has an entire thing about how it's all big food. You don't actually need to eat. The toxins leaving your body. It's not actually you starving. Then you'll be fine. You'll be healthier.
Sounds like a good way to die.
It has a
Suddenly, you
question
don't
and
feel
an
much
answer.
urge to eat.
Yeah, it's got a question and answer comment pointing out that no, it's just the toxins leaving your body. You're not actually hungry. It's how they put the mind control drugs in you. You realize that there's some conspiracy theorists nut job parts to this. Also, there's still the 3 wooden statues / totems, and the book on being a soldier, and the coffin. Also, Tony, you see this because you're passing by Ashlyn. You can tell that Ty's character is currently getting an operation done to them.
And Cora's coming out with her new equipment.
Yay! Equipment. This is a situation.
Lab Mayberry said if not for the fact it seems stupidly
So,
close to the book,
peeking
it's
into
kind
room
of
B,
interesting, but
like,
also like it would risk making me implode to
is
take
that thing
book.
still in there, or is it
Purple
gone?
line A.
What thing?
The death robot.
It's burrowed a hole up to the ceiling. You can see that there's little trails of steam and stuff still coming down. So it uses steam to fly. It's a steam powered robot.
So, Tony, you looking forward to being a
Oh,
hero?
I got thrust on
'Cause,
it.
yeah. Let's go
Okay.
check room 4. Whatever it is, the place with the AI. It's weird.
Yay!
Well, hey AI, what's the status on Joe's whatever's happening?
He is doing currently fine.
Okay, but like percentage, like how long is he gonna be in there for?
Unknown. Estimated time of completion 5.
Well, that's a start. Could be hours,
I
could be
can
days.
safely say it is not decades.
Oh, good.
Could be centuries, but nothing beyond that.
Aislinn, how are you doing?
I am reading a lot of just crap about how they're trying to make psychics.
That sounds really.
It's riveting, believe me.
Is that a coffin in there?
Yes, and I don't know. I'm not going to touch it. I've had precedent suggests that I don't touch things in here.
What the hell kind of place is this?
This is a storage facility for highly potentially dangerous magical artifacts, not because of any grand scale damage that they can do, besides, of course, the kinetic capacitors, which, of course, could wipe out large sections of a city block, etc. But more for the fact that they can provide superpowers that are unstable or random if not properly given to a person trusted by the ideal.
Uh,
In
can
layman's
guns
terms, these
actually
are
still do
super.
that?
In layman's terms, these are superpowers that the ideal is like, we don't want people getting their hands on, so we just store them here.
Are these guns gonna explode in my hands or something?
Incorrect. No, these are just the fire team's weapons in case of an outbreak of any of these items.
Oh, so I picked the non-super stuff. Got it.
I mean, they are technically made of ideal quality technology and things, so they are incredibly valuable. But I mean, technically,
Uh, so I'm kind of interested in those cubes.
the kinetic capacitors, yes.
Yeah, kinda. But also, I don't know. I don't like the thought of having a weapon of mass destruction.
But I mean, it's only partial mass destruction.
You know,
It could only
are they like a
wipe out at
one and done deal?
most.
Like, if I use it, will it just be gone?
Unknown. They are not used by the ideal widely, so I cannot say with any clarity, as there are no examples of the data being shown to me.
So what's the difference between the red and the blue?
The red produces kinetic energy in an outwards motion.
The blue is inward?
The blue uses its kinetic energy to draw things inward, yes.
Oh, I'm gonna go grab those. If nothing else, even if they only work once, I'm sure that will easily destroy a giant death steam robot.
Yes. You now have one implosion grenade effectively and one explosion grenade.
Yep.
Yay, more equipment
Yeah.
that might blow me up.
I mean, yes. But yeah, these are powers that are considered, wasn't the ideal we're basically holding on to find somebody to give them to, somebody that they trusted.
Instead, you got us.
Yep. Like what happens with a lot of stuff when the ideal finds out, oh, there's a super soldier for serum, they make sure that there aren't any more copies of it running around and they store it at a base somewhere. And when they find somebody that's like, I want to be a superhero and they're good at their job, they're like, here's a superpower. Because that way they don't have to worry about random Joe Schmo discovering the super formula and making himself be as fast as the Flash or other things.
I just look back and forth, just whistle.
I like how my character is literally just basically becoming Black Widow at this point. She's just got equipment
I mean,
without a
me,
super soldier serum.
currently, Ashlyn's literally reading New Age bullshit. Is anyone else going to join her in reading New Age bullshit or going to touch anything else? There's
I'm
plenty
good.
more things to touch. There's the Walk Fu scroll. There's the Jack the Ripper knife. There's
What?
the 3 statues. There's the coffin. There's the book about being an American soldier. There's the weird collection of chips that are just lying there, computer chips, in the tech room.
I mean,
There's
stick
the
those on my
demon, or
armor.
what looks like a chair, and there's the lava lamp. They're
What
both
does-
there.
66 said,
Does-
sit on chair.
oh goodness. So you got a demon and a magic gun. So touching the the computer chips do anything in particular, or is it just you have computer chips now?
You've picked up some computer chips, and uh,
Oh, that's useful.
you have some computer chips. They're like, oh, these are neat.
Anyway, Jim Pan's doing a thing.
This Kate sits in the chair. Yay! Okay,
Yay.
you guys all get to see Kate sit in this chair, and then you're like, huh, that's interesting. Kate's now encased in like a black exoskeleton style armor.
Well,
Yeah.
that's not what I expected from a demon of the
It's
ninth
kinda
layer
cool.
of hell, that's for sure.
It's not at all weird. And you know, there's totally not a second voice
Call it
in
a
her
crazy
head.
thing, but can I like point my hand towards okay, what was Remi's character again? Ashley. Like towards the armor and like have a tentacle come out and like poke the armor and like just detach the tentacle so it drops to the ground, completely separate from me.
You slide out a tentacle, you know, a vine shoots out of your hand, a leaf appears where you shoot at the vine on your palm, so there's a little leaf symbol now in your hand. You're like, oh, yay! I'm going to get more leaf tattoos, or basically a tattoo pattern that's going to show up more and more the more I use this.
All right.
That's
Yay! You're going to be covered in
Interesting.
tattoos. But yeah, the vine goes out, it pokes the armor, the vine kind of wilts a bit. Yay!
Like I said, as soon as it would touch it, I would like, and it looked like anything happened, I would like try and like sever that vine from me.
Oh, hey, boss, we got a new passenger on board. You okay with this guy?
he says to Kate.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, I'll take that as a yes then, boss.
Yeah.
Well, he's not very talkative much. I think he's just glad to be out of that hole. Boss. Yeah. Boss. Yeah, we're in a little bit of a pickle, Missy. But on the plus side, we got each other. We
Yeah.
got ourselves some armor. I think we're good to go.
Yeah.
Let's
think so, too.
well, since most of us seem to be functional, Aislinn, you should I don't know, grab a knife or something. I don't know. There's
what?
guns over in the other room. We should probably go check in with the AI in their room like they asked, and then go after that steam thing. We have no
Yeah.
idea when Joe's gonna be coming out of that tube, so
Tentacles are going into his mouth. Mecha
Yeah, but-
tendrils.
I'm gonna pick up one of the like crystals and just be like, they're sparkly, but worthless.
oh. Okay, go for door number 1 there. Got it. I hope that's not awful. Good luck.
Good luck.
Okay.
So what's she touching?
One of the
Crystal?
crystals.
Okay, they're crystals.
She just kind of like taps it on the like desk and is just like, God, these are boring.
Click. They're still crystals.
Well, apparently door number 1 is boring. You seem to be really lucky with the boring items there. Or you're just not activating them properly.
I mean, crystal healing is kind of already hooey, so
Well, I mean, you might as well carry them along with you. They're
yeah, I mean, they're sparkly. I'll take them.
Yeah, nothing else. Pawn shop. There we go.
No, I can use these for my business.
Yay, business.
Okay.
Hey, Ashlyn. Hey, Ashlyn.
What?
Do you want a fate point?
What?
Never show your true colors. I'm invoking that aspect. Do you want a fate point? You can get a fate point.
Sure, why not?
So yeah, uh, as you guys are just talking about these crystals, you know, uh, you know, the discussing of the crystals kind of hum in your hands, Ashlyn, and you notice that wrapped around your leg is some bandages.
She kind of looks down.
Yes.
Immediately looks over at the coffin.
The lid's slightly more open than before.
I'm gonna kick your ass if you're trying to be a jerk. Threatens Aislinn.
Are you
And
talking
it's
to
that point that you say that she gets yanked into the coffin and it's slammed shut.
Well, we're gonna have a mummy girl out of this.
Well, uh, hopefully minus the mummy part. That's kind of horrifying and also takes a long time as well. So let's go to room 5 or 4, whatever it is. This room, this building is crazy. Let's end of the hall, into the end of the hall. Come on,
That's what
Come on.
like getting superpowers is like.
come on, Tony.
Crazy.
Come on, Kate. No.
Yay.
Yes, Kate. Come on.
Code's getting random mummy powers. Kate has
Oh
a
boy.
demon encasing her and a death gun.
We're going. Come on.
Guy is getting mutated by various things.
And
Cora has guns.
Cora has guns and ridiculous grenade doom.
And nanomachines slowly implanting themselves in her.
Yay!
Yay.
Wait. Oh.
Huh.
It'll be fine.
And Tony could touch anything else. Tony, touch something else. What's the worst thing
Nanomachine.
that could happen?
Well, let's
I'm
go.
going to touch the
I
thing
like how
about
the
being an
person
American
without
soldier.
any technology or computer skill.
Just picks up the American Soldier book.
I straight want to see how well I could punch now.
Hey, Ty, what's your character's name? We're just calling him Joe right now. Heck, I'm not even sure it's actually a he.
It's a he. But yeah,
Oh, and Ty goes silent again.
well, they are in the hospital. But on the plus side, yeah, you're reading through this American Soldier book. It's actually a really fascinating read. It's also super, super macho and super, super American. And you're like, huh, that makes sense in a weird way. Oh, so the quasi-typical difference of the human condition versus juxtaposition as long as America. Why did you just think that, huh? That was weird. Oh, well. You know, Tony looks a bit different now.
How so?
Is he no longer scrawny?
I mean, he's definitely starting to get bigger, like size-wise, yes. He's probably grown like 6 inches.
Well, those shorts are
Well-
going to look a little more awkward.
You already looked awkward. You're looking less awkward now, which is weird.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's an improvement. Anyway, door number 5.
Also, as you're saying that, his arms just pop, and then now they're buff. It's like
Yep.
watching the Captain America thing without the steam to hide it. So pop, 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 pop. The muscle groups are popping individually in. So one bicep pops in.
Is it
That's-
painful?
I'm really glad I didn't touch that.
Yeah.
It ruined my figure so awfully.
He's an American. You also notice that like an America flag tattoo pops up on his shoulder.
Like Guile.
Yes. America.
You know what? That's gonna be crazy. Let's see if I can do this. Sonic Boom!
He does a backflip and vines whip out of his feet and strike at people.
Sonic Boom!
So it's different than the guy else Sonic Boom because he's vine
Man.
whipping people.
Neat.
Yeah, you
Cora will
get
just
the
go
AI,
to door
get
number
the AI room.
4 or
Yeah.
5 or whatever.
You get to room 4. It's after room D. There's a CPU. There's a hologram projector. There's an AI in the room. It's like, hello. It is
There's a
good to
giant
see
snail
all of you.
somewhere.
There's a
Hello.
snake that's worshipped by a cult of people, or was worshipped by a cult of people enough, which means, in the several thousands that it gained minor divinity.
Hey, Snake, you want a chicken? I can get you a chicken once we're out of here. I don't know if you can talk, but I got some chicken at home.
He cannot. He is, in fact, still a snake. He did not get enough worshippers to fully manifest magical sentience.
Well, that's a snake.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a snake that is magical.
Anyway, AI, you asked us to come here, and Tony here actually knows a bit of technology. Maybe he can help you out a bit.
That would be
Mhm.
lovely.
Broken his brain.
He seems to be fine.
Right. Now, to look over him and whatnot, that would be a technology roll, or would you want that to be a computer roll?
That'd be a technology
Let's
roll.
see if I can maybe upgrade you, make you a bit better.
Upgrade. No,
Fix is awesome.
Fix.
Upgrade with more American technology. Gotta replace all this Japanese hardware.
Uh,
Merc. Merc.
America. To be fair, me trying to fix it would probably also rely on taking out the Japanese stuff and putting in American parts.
I mean, you're not wrong. Oh, hey, I got these computer chip. Oh, maybe they won't help you.
Oh, you found the biological interface chips. That's good.
The what?
Don't worry about it.
Biological interface chips. It's basically kind of like... Ever seen The Matrix? It's kind of like that. Only not quite as battery.
So what you're saying is that I might be able to help.
It depends on what those chips included, as they interface with your nervous system and teach you a skill.
Oh, well, I picked up all of them, so
It depends. They may just some of them may stay dormant. Some of them may just be around you and in your pocket still.
Oh, well. I don't imagine sticking one on you would be helpful, though.
I would doubt it. You should go handle the robot. I will be fine. I will be here. If you want, you could take me with you.
What could you do?
Nothing. I am, in fact, still an AI. Well, an
Would
AGI,
you-
technically.
What? Could you point out, like, I don't know, weaknesses or something?
I certainly could try.
Is there a non-super heavy way to carry you?
Yes. My
Oh.
CPU,
just-
my primary one, can be detached. It is the least damaged.
I have a cell phone here. Maybe you can, like, interface with it and just, like, connect through it? I don't maybe? I don't
you would have to take my primary CPU and install it into the portable drive so I can go with you.
Okay.
Okay. Tony, this
Okay.
is your alley.
Okay.
Tony gets to take apart a machine and, do the icto-facto. So Tony's spending time, but he's able to, with help from the. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm yawning all of a sudden. With some good work, you pop, click, and you've now installed them into his portable drive, which is a large suitcase
If there's
in
a
size.
screen, could we also state that I basically put in like a screensaver that's like patriotic as fuck?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. Look at that. That's not bad at all. That's not dangerous at all.
You're not. This is unknown technology. Why are you upgrading it?
I just added a screensaver. That's the worst that could happen.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything could happen. I say while carrying a railgun. This is basically
wrong.
just a really crazy sniper rifle, right, AI?
Yeah. To be fair.
Yes, it's exactly that. Just a crazy sniper rifle. Nothing more.
And and I concentrate and ensure that I'm still have that nice tan and no green tinging.
Well, does the railgun have a scope on it?
Yes.
If I go into this room B and look up the hole, can I see the robot?
Yes.
Is it discernible at all, like steam vents or anything like important looking?
Make me an alertness check. About this time, the tie pops out of their thing. They feel about the same, and Ashlyn pops out of their coffin. Ashlyn, you feel about the same. You were just in the coffin. It's weird.
So what the hell happened? One day I was staying there, let's think some tentacles grab me off, and oh boy,
Hey, Joe.
what did you do to me?
Just you got grabbed, and I tried to make it as pleasant as possible. I managed to make it optimization, so congratulations. You're optimized. Also, I should probably get the skill, but I don't actually have alertness, so I still managed a 2.
Yeah. Well, with that, you're able to find a vent. You learn the aspect, overheating vents, because it's a steam robot. So you now know its aspect, so you can tag it for free.
I can attack it for free? Is
No,
that
you
what
can
you said?
tag the aspect for free, meaning you can
tag
get
it?
a +2 or re-roll the shooting roll.
Oh, cool.
You can do good things. Yay! That's one of the times where you want to re-roll.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Wow. Still
Didn't
with a
matter
negative
which I
one.
chose.
Statistically unlikely. That's never a good sign. That's just sad. Oh. Yeah, okay. It will now roll its robot defenses.
As a giant railgun bolt comes shooting up at it.
Clipping it in the butt.
What is up with hitting everything in Main
Pew.
Street?
Shoot it as well.
Okay, roll shooting.
Oh, you mean again?
No, because Jim Pan's shooting as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me. As the second shot goes up, Ashlyn, you see them and they're just firing up bullets into this thing. And meanwhile, you're just having to deal with the fact that you are now understanding ancient Egyptian.
Yep.
And Ty feels like he can jump and
This
move and
sounds-
leap.
This sounds like a useful skill, understanding Egyptian.
Well, there's more to it than that, but of course, that's the first thing that comes to mind. It's like, huh,
Huh, I'm thinking in Egyptian. This is weird.
Sorry, what?
yeah, Ashlyn, you're thinking about an Egyptian.
Do I notice this?
Vaguely.
Read inscriptions that you probably couldn't before.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is going to kind of pause, think about that for a moment, and look back at the coffin.
Yeah.
By the way, is the giant robot now angry at us and coming back down?
oh yeah, it definitely is. It just got shot. So the very first thing is, for Ashlyn, you're reading the inscriptions. You realize it's a coffin that's meant to infuse somebody with the guardian essence of, just deities in general. And the Egyptian deities are fairly chill, but it doesn't really say any one Egyptian deity. It seems to be more of a general slash. It makes reference to Pharaoh and other stuff. So you got some Egyptian psychic slash magic energy inside you.
She kind of blinks a few times. Okay, this is just weird now.
Yep. Hey, you can read Egyptian.
I'm still tempted to try and get an actual power, but like, I don't know, being the equipment lady.
You saw what happened to us.
What are you talking about? You have an actual power.
Oh, I have
Yeah.
nano machines, son.
You're you're the gear chick. That's an astral power.
Meanwhile, the other secret agent is covered in demon armor.
It's gonna be really hard to sneak.
Can you
like
try
that,
willing it to
Sylvia.
go inside you or something?
That
Yeah, try to.
phrasing right there.
To be invisible?
Also, we got a problem coming at about, I want to say
Smashed
Now?
into the ground at that
Ish.
moment.
now. I was gonna say about like a 1,000 feet per second or so, but it's right there.
Yeah, you
It's
can
got
see
good timing.
you can see the swarm of steam-powered nanorobots coming down with it. The cloud of steam that it produces, they are collecting the water vapor and using it to make more of themselves.
Does it have any obvious cockpit of any sort?
No, not really. It's not that big of a robot. It's only about like 20 feet tall. so it's crouching down in here. But yeah, it's creating a gray goo event. Basically, it's a hub for a gray goo event, which is probably why it's in here. Because a robot that does that is
Probably should
probably
deal with
not
this
good.
soon. Grey goo is not good.
But yeah, but nanomachines.
Can you talk, robot?
It vents steam at you.
Well, you can understand, it seems. Okay. And you probably understand what I'm holding in my hand right now.
Well, what are you holding in your hand? The railgun?
Not aimed, but yeah, it's not aimed, just in my hand.
It's going to point its hand at you, and one of its fingers is going to launch like a little rocket knife at you. Rocket knife!
It occurs to me that the only defense that I have is resolve.
Well, roll that athletics. Yay, you take 3 physical stress. So you go to your 3 box in physical and you mark it.
Ow. Wait, does the armor do anything?
Yes, it will do something. It gives you more stress. So technically, we'll give you another section later on that's just armor stress.
Oh, good.
So you technically, in base race, you have 3 at base for a human, not 4. But then your armor gives you another 3. So yeah, you have grand total of 6.
So my armor probably just got torn straight through there.
It will repair itself though.
Ow.
Yeah, you got a robot finger in your side.
Well, I'm gonna keep this.
Okay,
Fuck it.
who wants to go next?
I can fire again.
Yeah, okay. Kate's firing again. Roll the fire and shoot the robot. The robot is here.
So, what
I
are those
think Kate
nanomachines then doing?
Well, Kate just blows the robot open with that. Well, the nanomachines gave it armor 1 and more stress.
Good gun. That gun.
So your initial attack just annoyed it, and then Kate's another attack did 1 damage, and then it just took from that 4 more damage. So she just blows it open. So now there's nanomachines running around the place. But you got to take care of the nanomachine.
I meant my nanomachines.
Oh, we'll get to that at the end of the session. We're going to get and design everybody's powers based on what they did to themselves.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yay.
Well,
Yay.
I'm probably gonna be the high fate point one.
Maybe. Yeah, there's a bunch of nanomachines, Ty. You can punch them. Punch the robots. Punch them. Are you going to do anything to help, Tony? There's a swarm of nanomachines.
I suppose technology to better understand the nanomachines and how to counteract them. Would that be a good role for technology?
Sure. You have a better understanding and brief. We're gonna pause for a brief bit, guys.
Okay.
Okay, but like, how long is a brief day?
Yeah, okay. So Kiri's got some knowledge on the nano machines. Are you gonna do anything, Code? There's a swarm of nano machines here.
So, side note, is my railgun like energy or like magnetically launching? Like,
It's magnetically launching stuff.
okay, so proper railgun. Got it.
Boop.
Hi, Code. Excuse me. What are you doing?
Well, I have no weapons and don't feel any different outside of the fact that I can read Egyptian. So,
I don't know. Will yourself to attack or something.
I don't know. I can do that though.
Fire a heat laser from your eyes.
Bring down a plague of on the nanomachines? I don't know.
Wrong gods.
Yeah, true.
I was about to say, I think they'd be pretty upset about calling down plagues because that was on the Egyptians.
Yep. Okay. Because it's more a matter of what do you think you could do with it right
What do I
now?
think I could do?
I meant more as a general statement, but
Mayberry
yeah.
said simple.
Anyways, playing this out, I'm just going to fast forward to help everybody a bit, and then we can go over building everybody's powers. So, very first thing is the damage done to the building above is going to cause some minor structural damages. So people are going to hear about a base and how it was raided. The building above is going to partially collapse. You know, other crazy things. You guys are going to have to fight a nanomachine swarm. And parts of it spread into other parts of the city and cause some damages. But on the plus side, you make it out and people make it out and everything goes crazy, and hey, everybody's fine as the nanomachines are shut down and destroyed. But you know what the most important thing is? Together, you guys raided a base, and you probably got Ty back their ability to be a heavyweight, and you all got superpowers. You're fairly certain on that,
Yep.
at least. And you know, the evening news is talking about the events there. And maybe there's some base raiders. Maybe there's some new heroes that will step up from this raid.
So, looking at the list of gods and goddesses, you can probably just treat yourself as like a D&D wizard almost.
I mean, Isis got a magic.
Yep. And yep.
Anubis.
Healing and god of the underworld, you know.
Yeah, you know.
You're basically a cleric wizard. You're basically a cleric wizard. Or I don't know, maybe you can do some weird thing where you channel specific gods and goddesses. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas. It's not my character, that's for sure.
Yep. But yes, that's just okay. And also, for some reason, I feel like somebody just decked me and just like punch. And I already was feeling sore all over, and now I feel
Clearly
like
it
somebody
was Ty.
I feel like somebody decked me and just drained all my energy. So, anyways,
Have you eaten recently?
no.
That definitely doesn't help.
No, it does not. It does, in fact, not help. Diplo is hungry. Yeah, it was like, yeah, I am a hungry bro. I have no idea, but yes, I thought this would also be a good time just because yes, you all got some powers and stuff. So, like one very first thing is Code could, uh, with their Egyptian themed powers, they could grab variable and grab it at like a scene basis, or they could grab it on a session basis and be like, I'm following this god, so I have this ability for this session, or these abilities for this session. Code could also grab some other just random psychic stuff. They have to, of course, grab one very important thing, which is languages, because, they speak ancient Egyptian now.
Meanwhile, my power is equipment and armor.
Yeah. So, that's like looking at the skill diagrams and stuff. Like, that's where Code wants to start and should start and figure out from there other things. Like, does it make them more resistant to the stress of people picking on them and stuff? Uh, normal things. I really good guys. I don't know because I'm not tired, but what is this? What is this?
It's 7:30 p.m. That's what it is. And
It's
for you, it's
8:30.
currently 8:30.
No, it's 5:30.
But to answer your question, the piece of it's equipment for you. It's a piece of armor. It let's see, how does armor work? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. It's equipment gains 3 of the following traits when you take it. So the armor that you have gives you 2 stress boxes in physical and 1 armor in physical. So it makes you physically stronger.
It makes me physically stronger?
Well, to taking bullets and
Oh, so just more resilient. Okay.
refresh. That's what the armor does. So you'd go in, Cora, and then you'd go down to, since it's a stunt basically, extras would be for superpowers. You'd go up to refresh and you'd lower it down from 6 to 5, and fate points down to 5. And you'd put in 1, plus 2 physical stress, and 1 physical armor. I was putting it in to show you, but yeah. Sorry for that. Anyways, yeah. And that's the thing. You have that now. Bloop. Yay. We'll go over your railgun in a second. Yeah, as the big thing is, like, Code, like, how do you want to handle your new ancient Egyptian themed superpowers? You could just become an oracle and be like, I have a bunch of powers that make me good at seeing the future, or literally like Oracle from Batman. End
I
up in a
use my power to
wheelchair.
win the lottery.
The power of the goddess of luck?
I mean, that's basically what the wealth trapping is for. The railgun's really easy. The railgun is literally just railgun trappings. Shoot plus range, because it's got longer range. And its scope is the most important thing of all, because it gives it notice. You can use it to notice things. But the most importantly of all, it gives you heat signatures.
Are you typing it in right now?
I'm typing it in, not in the, but in the chat on the Discord. And its flaws are one, minor, it's a focus. It's only extraordinary tier.
Which means it's another -1.
Well, that's just, it lowers the skill cost. And it's got charges. Yep. So it's got a limited number of uses before you basically need to get more ammo for it.
Shoot plus range. Notice plus unusual heat signatures. Flaw. Minor focus railgun charges.
So you can fire it basically up to your skill rating in times per scene before it's like, click, okay, gotta reload it. Or spend my turn fixing it up, etc. You gotta waste time getting out the ammo, getting out those solid gold plutonium slugs. Oh god, you gotta spend the solid gold plutonium.
Screw that, I'll just fire lead bars or something. Like,
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just doing this as an example.
so it costs 5 skill points? Question mark?
Yeah, it costs 5 skill points. We'll go over everything in more detail, but that's the basic. And you could change things up a bit if you want. We can talk about that.
Does that mean it
You
would
can
cost,
upgrade your cost 5 skill points for
so
the
it
first
cost
level,
one thingy?
and it costs 1 refresh. And if you want, you can upgrade your super suit to provide more armor if you want, or provide other benefits.
Does that take away from the fate points too?
Yes, your fate points get reduced down. Because that's the thing, the more powers you have, the less refresh you have, which also determines the amount of fate points you start a session with.
Does the pistol also take a point?
The pistol is just generic enough that you can make it a piece of equipment if you want, so you can have like a pistol that hits really hard, or you just have it be a pistol. As I'm saying, you can spend the refresh to make the plasma pistol be a piece of equipment, or you can keep it just as effectively flavor.
So it's just a second pistol that happens to fire energy instead of bullets.
Yes.
Probably has the charges flaw as well.
Yep. You got 2 pistols, yeah, and the railgun hits really hard.
Yay, hitting really hard.
Yay, shooting a normal person and swapping out one of your fate dice for a d6.
Wait, that's part of it? That's what it can do?
That's what extraordinary tier does when you shoot at a normal person. You
Oh,
change out
that's
one of
just
your fate dice. That's one of the base features of being a higher tier. Like that's why
So,
godlike character is so terrifying against a normal person, because the normal person that's rolling with a +5 would roll, let's say this. Or there's +5.
so if it was up one more tier, it would be just really good.
I mean, like, see, there's the difference between the two. Like a normal
Yeah.
person fighting a godlike person. Yeah. So, like that's a guy with a +5 on the skill. even if your rifle is only like a +2 or a +3, like here, let's go with a +2 for the rifle. That can happen where that guy's like, holy shit, I just got lucky as shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, your railgun is in fact is important. It is a power, so it's its own skill. So the first 5 points of it. Here's where we get to the complicated part with base raider. So now that you guys are out of origins, you get 10 more skill points. So to get the superpowered skill railgun at 1, that costs 5. So you have railgun at 1.
So wait, it would be at average +1?
Yeah.
Would
For
it combine
roll.
with shooting or no?
No, it would not. Because the railgun fire, it's got its own kick, etc. Now, here's where we get to the thing. This is where we get to the thing. You can spend another skill point to upgrade it another step up the ladder. So you can make it so for, let's say you just spend 8 skill points. So 5 to put it at 1, 6 to put it at 2, 7 to put it at good. You can put it all the way up here and have railgun at +4.
And then I'd still have 2 points.
Yes.
For things like
Diplo?
acrobatics.
Yes,
Yep.
Code?
I
Okay.
gotta go for now.
That's okay, Code.
Later.
Yeah, later. I'll help you with your power stuff in a bit. So that's how it
What
goes.
does it cost to upgrade non-superpowers?
Non-superpowered skills.
Yeah.
They cost 1 as long as you have to keep, of course, the pyramid. So one thing has to be below the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you don't have to put railgun there, but yeah, you can figure that out.
Honestly, I might leave it there.
Yeah, and you can also, of course, buy some other stuff. You can buy some other super equipment, like a grapple gun. Like that's one of the things. Here, let's go over some of the other just equipment options. Yeah, here we go. I think there's a. Yeah, that's one of the things.
Could I have defended shooting with shooting, or is that only with unarmed?
That's only with unarmed and like melee because it represents your skill and ability.
Mhm.
You only block range attacks with, athletics.
So athletics is kind of the generic defending everything.
Yeah, it's dodging
Stat.
and stuff.
I probably would have grabbed that instead of resolve.
I mean, resolve is still useful, and we also need to go over your nano chip that you got.
Yep. Which I assume is another -1. Or maybe it's more than -1.
I mean, that's up to us to discuss. Do you want it to be more than -1?
What are you thinking for the basic ability?
I was just going to give you a enhanced reaction chip. And have it just give you dodge. And that was basically, it's going to give you dodge and initiative physical. So you're very fast.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have a name for the power yet, so it would be. And it was going to be only extraordinary tier, which is still nice.
Of course, initiative physical is not necessarily that useful for a ranged character with no melee combat skills.
I mean, No, it is because it lets you go first.
Oh, is it
Uh,
its own skill point or skill?
yeah, it would be its own skill. We need to give a name for the nanomachine chip. Uh, and that's how it works. Each power is its own skill. And speaking of which, it does not have the focus flaw, but it does need a flaw because every power has a little flaw. That's what characterizes powers. So let's see. Charges doesn't really fit. So, let's go with a complication. And I'll leave it up to you exactly what the complication is that's been caused by having that nano machine and the chip installed. What do you think would be a good aspect, basically, to come about because of the installation? How has it affected you? Something, it could be maybe, uh, you know, something interesting that would apply. It could be that you're now really twitchy because of the chip or something, and just play around with it. And it needs the chip needs a name, and then you got to spend the skill points. But on the plus side,
Possibly, possibly everything seems slower to her, so it causes like impatience.
and okay,
I mean,
so
but
let's call that aspect then. Why are you going so slow? Or uh, everyone's in standby?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I'm just putting those in. And reaction nano chip. And currently the nano chip and the railgun are in. I pushed the railgun down to +3, so you didn't have to spend more uh, skill points. You can shuffle around your various other skills as well. So you could lower your shooting down to +1 and raise your nano chip up to +3 to represent the fact that you're still okay at shooting at average, but you're more reliant on the railgun now. So basically, you can shuffle some of your skills around. You could drop a skill or two even of the basic skills. This is the time to basically set some things up. You could also spend more of your refresh. Speaking of which,
I think I'll drop survival
yep,
for tier 2 nano chip.
yep, so just move it over there.
And then I'd have to raise nano chip higher, I'd have to get something on tier 2, huh?
Yeah, so that's the thing. And you could take the thing that just gives you 5 more skill points and get some more skills.
Or I could swap nano chip and shooting.
That's also an option. Meanwhile,
And possibly railgun and stealth.
yes.
Meanwhile,
Okay, so with my current setup, I can buy tier 2s or tier 4s, but not tier 3s, right?
Uh,
Or would I have
for
to buy up until I had a proper pyramid?
It doesn't have to be a proper pyramid. It just has to be columns technically. It's just that it's called the pyramid because the base version of it is shaped like a pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the current version you have with Railgun at 4, Resolve at 3, Nanochip at 3, Stealth at 3, all that works out. That is perfectly viable.
Okay.
But to get another skill at +3, you need to have another skill at +2. So it needs to make columns. And that's the basic things with Fate. And meanwhile,
And refresh is basically like our experience, right? I'll
yeah,
get more of it.
yes, exactly. Meanwhile, Catherine is walking around it with Bob the gun and Hellgate armor. And Ashlyn is.
Do I have to list anywhere if I get the +5 skills?
You'd list that under stunts, you put in skilled. And then you put -1 refresh to represent that it costs 1 refresh. And I'm going to be back in a bit. Okay. Yeah. I'll be down.
Good luck.
What did he call perception?
Call.
Um,
Mayberry said I don't know if I have used up all of my skill points or not since I shuffled things around : vertical line A.
Did he say if it'd be coming back?
I think so. He'll be back soon, hopefully.
Yeah, his family just did their thing.